everyone. Welcome to Makeup and Media, where I do my makeup and, I talk about just really fun stuff because we've all dealt with shit and crap throughout the week. And this is my break from dealing with all of that, from talking about all of these social issues, all of these political issues, all of these things that are just really bringing me down when it comes to like the IPs that I absolutely love so much. And I sit down, hang out, and look at some fun stuff. Look at my favorite things on TikTok, my favorite things on Instagram, and just talk about things that I really, really love still. And today I'm talking about Harry Potter with two very special people, and I'm very excited. We have Blabs.
Hi. Hello.
And Ashton.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
I'm super excited. I told them they can do their makeup. Unfortunately, Ashton is having camera issues.
Yeah.
Not a problem. So I'm going to sit here and do my makeup while we talk about stuff. And today I'm actually, this is from Storybook Cosmetics. When they first came out with it, I have my Harry Potter makeup brushes, and I've never used them before. Just because they're so beautiful and I never wanted to ruin them. I keep them on this sign that says, that's like an Ollivander sign, and it says the makeup chooses the brush. It's so cute.
That's cute.
Yeah, I love it. I've never used these before, but I'm gonna use them now.
Yeah, I have like those in like hairpin style, but I don't know how to use them. Like those really long sticks you just put in your hand. I'm like, I don't know. I have like the Gryffindor swords, and like I have like Harry's wand. I was like, I don't know how to do this.
Do you know each wand? Each wand, like, does each brush represent someone's wand?
Yeah. So we have Voldemort's wand.
That's actually sick.
I know. These are amazing. They had to actually, they got...
what do they feel like? Are they like a nice consistency?
They're really heavy. They have
sweet.
They have a lot of weight to them. So they actually had to pull these. These were from their original release. They had to pull them because they got... because they had like the names of the characters and all of that stuff, and just like the way they looked, they were so... I mean, they're just duplicates of, the Harry Potter wands, and they got copyright, restricted. So they changed the wands to like their own style of wands. So like you can kind of find dupes for these, but they're not everywhere. So we have Harry Potter's wand, Dumbledore's wand. Yeah, we have Ron and Hermione's wands. It's so cute. I love them so much. I've never used them before.
I'd be afraid to use them because I think I am dirty.
I am scared to use them because they're gonna get all dirty.
Yeah, just don't. Okay. Just admire them from a distance.
But what's up, guys? Hello, chat. What's up, Jacob Ironside, Silver Iverson, Damian Gershwin, Sergeant Herbs, Cody, Teray, Lethal for $5. Tell Blabs to get on the pirate ship.
No,
I know where the One Piece is. As captain of the ship, I require my wench aboard before we set sail.
This has been going on for over a week now. It's not happening. Every day. Get on the pirate ship.
Buy you for goats?
Yes, 3 goats.
Okay, then he's in charge of you. You do what he says.
But I don't want to go on the... He doesn't even like the ocean. Why are we going on the pirate ship?
I feel like she's worth more than 3 goats, honestly.
I know. Well,
discount.
She really is. And Lethal just kind of devalues women as a general as a general idea for him. He just he thinks women are trash. He's silly. He doesn't. In reality, he really wants a woman. Disparu! Hi, Disparu. I love Disparu. I love Disparu's videos and everything. All the stuff that he's putting out is awesome. I want Disparu for Friday Night Tights. He's already been on Friday Night Tights for EFAP. Disparu belongs on EFAP. I told him that a long time ago, and I DM'd him about some of his videos, and he almost got there. He almost went on EFAP, but he had to work. I was like, dude, I would have called in to be on EFAP. But that's okay. Remy is here. Hi, Remy. And Andy, CJ. Hello, everybody. So let's get started. I'm going to get started on my makeup. So when did you guys discover Harry Potter? And like, how did it affect your life?
Oh my goodness. Okay, Blabs, you go first.
No, I got a long story, I think.
I got a long story too. That's why.
All right, fine, I'll go first. It started when I was probably like 4 and the first film came out. So yeah, it was 2001. I was like 4 or 5, depending on. I think it came out in like September, so I was probably 5 then. And I remember watching it and I kind of freaked the fuck out when Voldemort at the end of it. And I remember sitting on my mom's lap because I was like 4 or 5 and that was terrifying. Yeah, I loved it anyway. And my parents would buy my sister and I all the toys. And I read the books. And yeah, I would just be watching them every single year, all the time. I play with the toys. I still have everything that when I was a kid too. It's just been used and everything, like the old Mattel toys and all that. I don't have them in their original packaging, but I still got everything. And it's just kind of gotten there. And I think around 2007 was when I was like, time to collect. So like 2007 was like the best year ever because Or the Phoenix film came out and Deathly Hallows book came out and like all the merchandise in the world was coming out and like everything was made by NECA at that time, and NECA was actually a really good brand for like collectibles and stuff. So it was like high quality stuff. And I just remember going to Borders, rip Borders, and rest in peace.
God,
You were great.
Yeah.
I was going to Borders and had this massive setup of all the Harry Potter stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm in heaven. So I just started collecting like for real in 2007.
They had the giant stuffed animals too, like the giant Hedwigs and the giant Aragog.
I don't have really that many plushies, but yeah.
Do you remember when they had the animatronic like toy Norbert dragon? It was one of the first things they made.
I have two of them.
Do you really?
Yeah. You gotta put little batteries in them when he starts talking and everything. Yeah. It's adorable.
Do you remember the little action figures you got, and it came with like a cauldron full of slime, and the slime smells
I have
like
those too.
Okay, so it's so weird. I get such nostalgia from this, but there is a this is gonna probably bore the heck out of the men here, but there is a a skin serum from Ulta. It's from The Ordinary. It's like the copper buffet serum, and it smells exactly like that slime in the cauldron.
I don't know if I'd want that on my face then.
That's what I'm saying. I smell it, and I'm like, why do I feel like I'm 7 years old again? This is so strange.
Yeah, I have those, and like it's dried up slime. Yeah. Well.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Those childhood nostalgia things. It just hits your brain different when you smell it.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I start thinking of myself when I was a kid. So like you, I was about, I think, 5 years old. No, I had just turned 6 when the Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone, however you want to call it, came out when I was, like, I think just starting kindergarten. And I had read the book with my cousins when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And I didn't really, again, I was really young, so I don't fully remember reading the book for the first time. But I feel like it is sort of my first memory is reading those books with my cousins. So I think that's like why I am so tied to it. But I was really lonely as a kid. Like growing up through elementary school all the way through high school. I was a really lonely kid. Didn't have any friends. I was kind of weird. I was like the D&D president 2 years. Like I'll give you a hint of who I was in high school. Like I had blue hair. I would play D&D. Like I was super weird. I'm still super weird, but like I think I just learned how to dress better basically. And so no one can tell that I'm weird.
I know that's pretty much all three of us now, right?
And so when I was just a kid, I was in school and everyone kind of like, I was a bit of an outcast, but I was in love with Harry Potter. I was in love with the book. I was in love with just everything to do with it. So when the movie came, my parents were like, okay, you have to read the first book. And I already did because the rule of my family was you had to read the book before you saw the movie version of it. My mom took me to the Harry Potter movie in the theater. It was like the first time I ever really spent time in a theater, like a movie theater. I just remember being so excited. I was in love with it. I remember driving the whole way home, loving the movie, talking badly about Draco Malfoy. Like, Draco Malfoy is so mean, blah, 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 blah. Like, just like being so into it. Like, and this was back when you were Gryffindor or nothing. Like, if you went into the stores, it was like you had a Gryffindor scarf, a Gryffindor tie, no Ravenclaw, no Hufflepuff, and certainly no Slytherin. Slytherin was the bad team. You could not be Slytherin. Here's the problem, though. When I came back from school, all the kids knew that I loved Harry Potter. They knew I was obsessed. So when I came back from, I think it was either Thanksgiving break or winter break, and by that time, everyone had, it was Thanksgiving break because it came out, I think, November, and all the kids had seen the movie by that time. And I had blonde hair as a kid, like naturally blonde. So you already know where the story is going. Yeah. And one kid comes up to me and goes, "How was your break, Malfoy?" And next thing you know, all of the kids in my kindergarten class, kindergartners are evil. Like, they called me Draco Malfoy for the rest of the year. And like, I was shook. I'm like, I didn't know how to handle it. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to like Harry Potter anymore. I'm not going to like it. It's not my thing anymore. And I couldn't do that because I was too obsessed. It was like my thing as a kid. It was just the best thing in the world to me. I mean, it's still my thing. Obviously, I have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to it. And I decided, okay, well, how can I handle this? And I get through Christmas break and every single one of my presents is Harry Potter themed. I get all the Harry Potter toys, all the Harry Potter stuff. My parents get me this Gryffindor scarf and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to handle this. So before I get back to school, I steal my dad's St. Patrick's Day tie, which is one green tie in his closet. I thought to myself, well, if they want to call me a Slytherin and to call me Draco Malfoy, I'm going to make it so the Slytherins are the good characters. And so I stole my dad's green tie, and I wore that tie over every single outfit up until the end of kindergarten. And then when I think when the second movie came around, and by that time, I just decided I was a Slytherin when I was 6 years old. Like, before I took the quiz, before I officially knew, I knew I was a Slytherin at 6 years old. And I feel like that's a very Slytherin thing to do anyway. So by that time, I was like, okay, I'm Slytherin. Snape's going to be I predicted Snape becoming a good character when I was like 10 years old. I already knew that was going to happen. Like, I don't know what it was. But then again, I also thought Draco Malfoy was going to have a better redemption arc, which he didn't. That's a whole other rant for another time. But I just remember saying there's going to be more good Slytherins. Unfortunately, there wasn't, as I hoped, just because I think J.K. Rowling kept to the whole theme of, like, the Slytherins bad, and I wish she hadn't. I think there were so many opportunities to make good Slytherin characters.
Yeah.
But anyway, time goes on. I'm still obsessed with Harry Potter. Like, I'm pretending to, like, speak parcel mouth because the kids are bullying me still, so I figured, well, they're not going to mess with a kid who, like, thinks she's actually a snake. It worked. Turns out if you act crazy, people leave you alone. But as time goes on, I sort of kind of forget about it. It's a little weird. I kind of like go through this phase where I'm not into it. And then the very last book comes out. It's officially announced the last book comes out. I was in 5th grade going into 6th grade. And the thing is that 6th grade for us Americans is technically the year that you would go into Hogwarts. So I just remember this very last book coming out the summer between 5th and 6th grade. And that's like around the time like I would have gotten my Hogwarts letter, I think. So I bought that book. I got that book like the moment it came out. I think, we kept walking into Barnes and Noble over and over and over again trying to get that book. And it was sold out every time. I officially got it, I think like 2 weeks after it was open to the public. Oh. And I got the book. I read the whole thing within a span of 2 days. And I was so happy because Snape ended up being a good character. I hated the epilogue. I've always hated the epilogue. I'm still not a fan of the epilogue. I can't stand Cursed Child. I have a whole rant about the.
I don't like Cursed Child.
We can rant out together.
Cursed Child is terrible.
We can rant about that later. But
Abomination, trash.
I was so upset there wasn't any Slytherin characters who had, joined Dumbledore's army, weren't perceived as good. Like, I was so upset. So this is how little friends I had and how low social life I had in a junior high and high school. I spent my entire junior high and high school career rewriting every single Harry Potter book, all 7 books, in the perspective of a Slytherin student. And they're like 70,000 words each.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
So I just found all of this on an old hard drive, going through all my stuff, moving from California to Florida. So I'm thinking I might do a series on that on my channel.
You really should.
Do it.
70,000 words per book. So what's 70,000 times 7? Like 4,900. I don't know. It's ridiculous. 490,000.
490,000. Yeah.
I just did the calculator.
For a teenager. And it's somehow still more canon than Cursed Child and the Fantastic Beasts series. Like, I read through all of this stuff, and I'm like, this is insane. How does a teenager do this? So it definitely was one of those things where it affected me greatly. And then I during college, I took on a career path that wasn't right for me. I went through a phase of political beliefs that I just no longer believe in, honestly. And so I took a break from everything, I quit my old job, took a break from politics, and I kind of like went through this like mental health thing where I was figuring my mental health out and trying to figure out who I was as a person, because I kind of had to like restart my whole life and remember who I was as a person. Yeah. And Harry Potter happens to be a comfort movies. And there's the scene where, well, first of all, the scene in the book and in the movie is very different. But when Draco Malfoy is about to kill or not kill Dumbledore, I guess, in the book, he says, if I don't do this, they're going to kill my family. In the movie, he says, if I don't do this, they're going to kill me. And I just remember thinking, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I have to make a decision, like where my life is going, what I'm doing with my life, what truly makes me happy, what I believe in. And that's when I decided, you know what? This is like one of those things where I've always been a nerd. I've always been a dork. I've always been, at this point where, I was a D&D club president growing up. So I decided to make my YouTube channel all about things I'm truly interested in, whether it's like, TV shows, movies, comic books, history that people don't really talk about. So that's kind of like where I'm at now. I'm so much happier doing that than I ever was. I make
That's
significantly
good.
less money and have less views, but I'm much happier now. So
That's good. That's actually really good. And that's something that I think a lot more people don't do and they should do. Like truly find what you're happy, what makes you happy, and then do that. Because there's just some times where I'm just like, oh, okay, I can't, I have to like put Twitter down. And it's just like, okay, that's not making me happy
Twitter's
anymore.
the
And just take a
worst.
break from it, And that's actually why I have this stream, because I want to look at stuff that makes me happy. I want to look at stuff that like boosts my energy, boosts my happiness level, like boosts my joy. And that's something that I look at and I listen to every single day, every single morning when I wake up. I'll listen to something inspirational, take some time, just breathe and, breathe in negativity, breathe out positivity, all that shit. And so, yeah, that's something that I think everybody should do. Focus on stuff that makes you really and truly happy. But yeah, I think someone said I look like a Miss Universe pageant winner, Silver Iverson. I don't know if that's like an insult.
I don't know
or
who
a
that
compliment.
is. I don't know anything.
Who is that person?
No, I don't know if it's an insult or a compliment. What's up, Michelle? So for me, so look, I went to Catholic school. So they actually made an announcement that we were not allowed to bring the Harry Potter books.
Oh, because witchcraft.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of witchcraft. We weren't allowed to bring the Harry Potter books or read them at school. So I feel like I'm just a fucking little rebel, right? So I'm just kind of like putting it in my backpack and just reading it at school. Like, screw you guys, you're not gonna tell me what I can and can't read. I'm reading, right? That was my idea. Like, you want us to read? I'm reading. I like this. I'm reading it. And we weren't even allowed to talk like about the movies. If you went and saw the movies, you can't talk about Harry Potter at school while you're at school. And so me and my one of my very best friends, Rachel, we were both very much into Harry Potter. And so together we were both like tiny little rebels, and we would talk about it like we were doing something wrong, because that's
In secret,
because technically we were doing something wrong, because it was against the rules to talk about Harry Potter at school. Eventually they kind of just like, oh, whatever, just if you're going to read the books, then that's fine, but you can't give your book to someone else to read because their parents might not want them to read the book. So eventually it got kind of lax, especially since Harry Potter got so huge that you couldn't just not talk about it. So yeah, like for me, Harry Potter like was kind of taboo. Now my parents didn't really think of it as taboo because of course they got me the books and they took me to go see the movies and everything. But it was like, for me, it was kind of like taboo. It was something rebellious that you can do at school. So, but I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved Draco Malfoy. Like, I loved Draco Malfoy. I didn't care. I was like, dude, this kid is fucking snarky. I love this little brat.
No, this is the funniest part. He's snarkier in the books. That's
why
yeah. I mean, everyone is snarkier and sassier in the books. Like, book Harry's so sassy, and you get none of that in the films, except for like watch out for the pinchers.
Ginny too. Ginny is such a better character.
Oh, absolutely.
In the movies.
Ginny sucks in the films. Oh, she's
Shoelace. The sexual tension amongst Shoelace.
God, it was
oh my God,
I can stay here forever if you want. Like, what?
It's so strange. I mean, here's the thing. Draco Malfoy I actually prefer in the books, funny enough, just because I felt like in the books he was actually smarter, and there was like almost an understanding of why he was the way he was.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the movie, he's just a Hollywood bully. Because in the books, I almost go back in the books now. I'm like, Draco Malfoy has a point here and there. Because here's the thing. Why would they want muggles to know more about the wizarding world? Muggles would ruin everything. They would use magic to go to war. They would profit off of it. I mean, think about it. If the wizarding world were to say real, right, and muggles found out, the theme park is a perfect example of why the wizarding world should not be exposed. Because think about it, if you're an actual wizard and you find out the muggles turned your whole culture into a freaking theme park, you'd be pissed. You'd be so
cultural appropriation.
Exactly. And on top of that, Draco Malfoy makes comments like, there's the first time Harry Potter is meeting him in the first book. He walks into Madame Malkin's because he meets
he's asking about the muggles, yeah.
And Draco looks out the window and sees Hagrid, and Harry tells him who he is, and Draco goes, "Oh yeah, I know who that is. He gets drunk and tries to do magic and sets his bed on fire." And Harry Potter doesn't like this. He doesn't like that he calls him a drunk. But the truth is, Hagrid has a drinking problem. I mean, he can't go through Gringotts without having to get a drink afterwards. I mean, all of the information that is let go of Fluffy is because he went drinking in a pub and gave the information to Quirrell in a pub.
Yeah, but to be fair, he did drink at Gringotts because like the rides made him super duper sick, and he needs like a pick me up.
Wants to get a drink. Exactly, Hagrid has a drinking problem. So Draco really isn't completely wrong. And if you read the third book, so anyone who watches the third movie is like, oh yeah, Draco Malfoy wants to get Buckbeak killed when it's his fault. If you read the third book, Draco Malfoy goes through the whole petting and bowing process the same way as everyone else. He does the same thing as everyone else. He does as he's told. The problem is that Draco Malfoy slips and says, "Look at this ugly brute," as he's petting the hippogriff. And again, he's not supposed to say that. But here's the thing. There are so many people who will just go up to dogs and be like, "Oh, you're so ugly. You're so cute." And the dog just wags its tail and runs up to the person, doesn't even care. How is Draco Malfoy supposed to know the hippogriff can literally speak English and know what he's saying? And here's the thing. It's not just like a scratch. It is like the hippogriff attacks him and he is gushing blood everywhere. If you were Draco Malfoy's parent and you found out that your child was attacked by a creature in class to the point they're gushing blood, you would not be happy. You would want something to be done about that creature. And you would ask the teacher, "Hey, why is this creature that is capable of doing this to my child in a classroom?"
Draco Malfoy did nothing wrong.
Draco Malfoy, he did a lot of things wrong, but the things that people get mad at him about are a little ridiculous. And then and the same girls will turn around and write fan fiction about him, wanting to date him. It makes no sense.
Oh my god, I hate when people make fan fictions of like Drapple and Drary, and I'm like, you guys.
Wait, what's Drapple?
Drapple? You don't know what Drapple is?
What's Drapple?
It's Draco plus Apple.
Like he's dating the apple?
Guess so. I don't read these things, but it's Drapple, and it's the apple that Draco eats in like what? The third movie, the fourth, fifth, sixth, one of those movies.
Yeah, because he's eating a green apple, isn't he?
Yeah, in the Goblet of Fire. Yeah, in the Goblet of Fire, he's eating an apple on the tree or whatever it is. And all these freaks are shipping him. Like, oh my god, I'm in a lot of like Facebook groups on like Harry Potter stuff, and some of these people
got a green apple. You're right.
Crazy.
Every book, he's got a green apple. I wonder why that is.
Green apple. That is so funny.
But
like, these people are like, it's sick in the head, and like some of these people make pins of like naked like Harry and Draco together, and like they're like 16 basically, right? They don't become like legal until like the very last book, and like it's them together, or like the girls in really slutty outfits. I'm like, you guys are sick.
I'm so uncomfortable by that. But like,
dude,
that's a lot of fan fiction.
Whoa,
that's a lot of fan fiction.
I mean,
dude, I don't even know. I'm like, oh god, gatekeeping is real. Let's do it.
I mean, I wrote 7 books worth of fan fiction, but there's a reason I purposely did not write relationships, because as a kid, I didn't care about the relationships or how cute the characters were, because the characters that are hired to be in the movies don't look like how they are in the books. So I just wanted to be a kid who went to school at Hogwarts. Like, I didn't think about dating Draco Malfoy or dating Harry Potter or anything like that. I think the whole shipping thing in fan fiction is so strange. It's like you have this whole world where you can perform magic and discover all these amazing things, and you're thinking about Tom Felton, how hot he is. Like, here's the thing, ladies, you are not interested in Draco Malfoy, you're just interested in Tom Felton. There is a difference. Okay,
that's very true.
They shipped, you know who they ship? They ship Sirius Black and Remus Lupin together.
Oh, I see that all the time.
It's fucked,
Drapple.
dude. Like, why are you
Drapple?
Yeah, it's real. That wasn't mine.
And
Drapple
even
thing.
I wouldn't even date Tom Felton. I just want to skateboard with him.
Oh yeah, like how he skateboards with Emma Watson.
Oh yeah, and they keep shipping poor Hermione and Draco as if like that's ever going to happen.
I know.
Yeah, right.
And, like, imagine being called a racial slur by a school bully and being like, "He's my soulmate.
I love him. Yeah.
He's my soulmate."
Yeah. See?
It's like, no, this is not enemies to lovers. This is a bad idea. This is not Pride and Prejudice. I'm sorry.
An apple a day. I'm just saying. Look at that.
I
Look
wasn't
at
lying, dude. It's
Drapple.
insane.
I have never heard of Drapple. Thank you very much, Blab.
It's a little.
This is the cutest thing. I think this is gonna be like my new screensaver. I think it's just adorable. It's weird, but it's so freaking cute.
It's a bit of a. It is a little funny, but here's the thing. I will say it does not help that Tom Felton played Draco Malfoy, like starting out at 14 years old. So when he was playing a 13-year-old, he was 17.
Yeah, he
and
was.
so, like,
well, I mean, he was the oldest one of like that group. Obviously, the twins are older, but
so,
yeah.
like, you're sitting there and being like, wait a minute. Why does this like 13-year-old boy look like an adult man? And it's because he is. And so like I think these younger, I don't know, it's just so weird. It's so strange.
Did you like the what is it, the 20th anniversary thing on a special on HBO Max?
I didn't watch
I
it
haven't
yet.
seen it.
Oh, it is so good.
I heard it was like meh and a bit like over the top and a bit.
I
do know that's coming out on Blu-ray and like DVD, so I did get it. Like I pre-ordered it, whatever, when it's released. I'll get
it is incredibly over the top, but Tom Felton and Emma Watson talk about like their relationship.
Yeah, they're best friends.
Yeah, how close they are, and it's so cute. And like at the very end, Emma Watson has to make it clear, like, just to be clear, we're just friends, kind of like.
But she do that to Rupert because Rupert's like, I love you, or whatever it was, and she's like, just so everyone knows, she's like my sister, or whatever it is. He has a baby. He has a baby.
He's
taken.
Oh my god,
she's engaged, isn't she? She's engaged.
They've been dating for like 10 years. It's that chick from Angus, whatever, Thongs and Kissing.
Yeah.
What the fuck her name is from Nickelodeon.
Perfect Snogging, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
They're so cute. But when Tom talks about his relationship with Emma Watson, I was just like, that is so adorable. He's like, I kind of took her under my wing. She's always by herself. And he just talks about how the relationship is growing and how she went to every like call and like would check the I guess the little board and see if he was working. She knew that like if he was working that day, he was going to be there. She was going to have a really good day. That is so freaking adorable. I think that's adorable. But again, this just fuels the whole shipping thing, which shipping in general to me is kind of cringe.
Same.
Shipping in general, like if you're constantly like, ship me with someone, who would I ship me? Ship me. It's kind of like odd to me.
And then some people don't even know what shipping is. They're like, why are you talking about boats?
I know. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what shipping was.
Why do you want to put me on a boat?
Until,
with
like,
who?
Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I had no idea what shipping was.
So there's a comment in the CJ says, not a shipper, but Harry/Hermione seem to be like a natural way to go story-wise. Now, here's the thing.
Not really.
Let me explain why it does not make any sense. So if you've seen the movies, it gets very confusing because the books, Harry is clearly favorite friends with Ron. Hermione is actually the least favorite friend. She's described as shrill and bossy and annoying. Here's the problem. The director for the Harry Potter movies' favorite character was Hermione, and he felt bad for her. So what happened was he ended up giving a lot of Ron's lines. And
I hated that, especially in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes.
The whole, if you want to get through Harry, you have to kill us too. That was Ron's lines in the books, and Hermione got everything. Hermione gets everything. Ron was like, bye.
Right. So Ron is actually the one who tells Harry that his dad was a seeker. Ron is the one who explains what a mudblood is. Like, so Hermione Granger was definitely a different character in the books for sure. And so in the movies, it looks like they also changed the dynamic a lot where it looks like Harry and Hermione are actually closer friends than they are in the books because he's actually closer with Ron, if anything. And Harry actually
Hermione's the sister. She's literally the sister. She's always been the sister.
Well, that's the thing is, and Harry takes Ron's side with the whole did you eat my rat situation in the third book. Like, Hermione was never the favorite friend. She was kind of the person that was there because they felt bad for her and, like, they built a friendship.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that they got pretty close.
Oh, they did, but, like, it started off with, oh, we saved this girl from a troll we trapped her in a bathroom with. We kind of, like, she's our responsibility now. And then it built up with the friendship over time. So I just feel like because the movie has a different way of showing Hermione and Harry together, it gives people a different idea. Also, Hermione is like, when she does spells and whatnot, she's great at charms, but when she's actually dueling and in a real life situation, she sucks. Like, she's struggling.
Yeah, she's not very good. Ron's actually good.
No, he's a lot better of a wizard in duels. Like, she can't handle being under pressure. That's the thing.
Yeah, that was also the thing for, like, when they were doing Bogart, and it was her failing, right? So she can't handle the pressure.
Well, also
Yeah.
in the first book, when they're under the trap door in the Devil's Snare, what happens is in the movie it's Ron being an idiot, being like blah, 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 blah. But in the book, Harry goes,
she's like, we don't have any wood.
Yeah, and Ron's like, you are a witch. What are you doing? You're the one, like, so she has her wand available to her, and Ron and Harry don't because they're stuck more than she is. So she's able to pull out her wand. They aren't. Ron has to remind Hermione that she is a witch. The only thing Hermione was good at that point was saying, hey, Devil's Snare hates fire and sunlight. And Harry goes, build a fire. And Hermione's like, we don't have any wood. And Ron goes, you are a witch.
Yeah.
Have you gone mad? Are you a witch or not?
Exactly. So I just also, it really bothers me that Hermione is like portrayed as like this
a saint.
A saint, just because, like, for example, spew. So I am anti. Let me make this very
I'm
clear.
so sad that they kept that out of the movie.
Do you know
I was
why?
looking forward to that.
Because in the books, it makes Hermione look bad.
Yeah.
Let me clarify. I am against slavery. A lot of people get mad about this, but I am against slavery. But the reason J.K. Rowling had to write spew was to basically show that Hermione Granger is a know-it-all, and like many activists in the world, tend to get involved with things without actually researching them first. Hermione Granger so spew is a good idea and concept. Yes, we should free the house elves, but Hermione Granger lists all of these things for house elves without actually asking what they want. That is the problem.
She's kind of like advocating for them, and they're like, no, go away,
like,
go away.
we don't want that. What are you talking about? Yeah.
And so she doesn't even really talk to them. Like, she's kind of full of herself. She just thinks she knows everything, and that's what J.K. Rowling was trying to explain. I mean, the house elves kick Hermione Granger out of the kitchen for being obnoxious.
Yeah.
That was great. They're like, bye now, time to go. You leave.
You know, and J.K. Rowling wasn't saying, oh no, we shouldn't free the house elves, because Creature, you know, kind of led this whole like house elf rebellion against Voldemort. But she was basically saying Hermione Granger has the right mindset, but because she thinks she knows everything, she'll just do everything on her own without thinking about other people sometimes. It's true. Harry Potter is actually the more considerate friend versus Hermione.
It's true.
Hermione Granger's whole point is she's very smart, very clever, but she's not very considerate.
Blabs. Yes.
What?
Do you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that it's funny, right? So like when I was younger, I used to love Hermione, big Emma Watson fan, everything, and then you know like you reread the books, and Ron becomes my favorite of the trio. 100%. Ron is my favorite.
Well, even and that's
of the trio, I love Ron.
I don't mind people loving Hermione because there are a lot of great qualities in Hermione that I do adore. I'm just a little upset that they felt the need to make Ron look bad in order to make Hermione look good. Because here's the thing. In the Chamber of Secrets, Ron, he actually willingly goes into the Dark Forest with Harry. He's not like, oh, but there's
I wasn't a fool.
Yeah, they really made him like a bumbling, scared fool.
Bumbling baboon.
In the movies.
Yeah. No, they tell you like they literally sacrificed Ron's character development in the movies for Hermione's.
Yeah,
she got all the qualities.
That's
and he was just comic relief, especially like in the Deathly Hallows, like part 2, when they hear the dragon roaring and everything. He's like, that doesn't sound good. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Ugh. Yeah, it was. They kind of ruined Ron a lot. The only thing I liked that they did in the movies was like that he grabs Hermione right before like they're about to quote unquote die from the snake. Like protecting her. That was nice. That's about it.
Well, he also grabbed her when Goyle set the room of requirement on fire. He just Goyle
set the bloody place on fire.
It was supposed to be Crab. So that was actually supposed to be Crab. Crab was actually supposed to be the one that dies. But what happened
but the actor
got arrested.
The actor got
marijuana and also like robbery or like rioting, whatever it was. He had too many things.
Brutality.
Yeah, so he had too many like prior arrests and everything. So they're like, bye, Felicia. So instead of like killing off his character, they just used Blaise Zabini. What's his name? Corbin or something like that? I don't remember his real name, but yeah.
Yeah. But then Goyle dies. And that's the thing that also bothers me. This is my one critique of J.K. Rowling's writing. Again, it's a little bit of a Slytherin thing. I do wish J.K. Rowling put more work into identifying the difference between Crabbe and Goyle, just because the two characters, the two, Slytherin Draco Malfoy's lackeys were so alike, and like there wasn't really anything interesting about each other, it didn't really matter which one they killed off. And so my whole thing was I do really wish there was at least one or two Slytherins to show Harry that, hey, there are good Slytherins, and there were so many opportunities that she could have shown that, right?
She kind of fixes that in Fantastic Beasts, though. I know Steph hates Fantastic Beasts, but like Lita Lestrange is a Slytherin, and she shows her good qualities. She sacrifices herself for Newt and Theseus, who's a babe. So
but the problem is that whole Lita Lestrange and where she comes from and like why a lot of that story doesn't make sense to me. It just feels really excessive. That whole backstory sounds really excessive.
Yeah, it was
really
like
messy.
a little soap opera drama, and then like I didn't think she was actually dead, but then she turned out to be actually dead, and I was like, what the fuck? You brought her in. She was pretty interesting, in my opinion. She was pretty interesting. Well, having all this PTSD, a Slytherin who's not actually bad, his best friends with a Hufflepuff. Like, it was interesting. It was original. And you go and kill her. And apparently she wasn't supposed to die originally. Like, Zoe Kravitz came out and said, I don't think it was it was planned that I was supposed to die. So I'm like, what the fuck happened?
So she went and did the Batman.
Yeah, right? Bye, y'all. I'm going for this Warner Brothers franchise instead.
This is why I don't like Lita Lestrange's character, only because there's a huge plot hole. If she was supposedly, made, like if she was conceived while her mother was under the Imperious Curse, right? How the hell is Lita able to love? Because if a baby is conceived under a love potion or an Imperious Curse, they don't have the ability to love.
I thought it was just a love potion, not the Imperious Curse.
It's the Imperious Curse as well, because...
Really? I've never read that.
Because if you have to...
I didn't know that, period.
If you have to force someone to love you and you have a child with them, that child cannot love. So Voldemort's father was under a love potion when he was conceived. That's why Voldemort can't love. And the Imperious Curse is just the same, because J.K. Rowling's point is that if they're forced to love, then the child won't love anyone.
I don't remember this for the Imperious Curse, and really, like, honestly, I only remember this for the love potion. But you know what? That is an interesting point. If that's true, then I don't know. Plot twist.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times I notice that people always argue with me about this, but I think they're basing all this canon off of Harry Potter movie canon. So what was changed for the movies is now being enforced for Fantastic Beasts. It does not matter what happened in the books. That is what I think. Because that's like showing up at Hogwarts. How is Jacob able to do that? In the books a million times, you can't just do that.
That's right.
That angers me so much. How they're
also apparating and all that. In the movies, they're apparating all over the place in Hogwarts, especially in Deathly Hallows Part 2 for all like the action sequences and everything. That doesn't happen in the books, so I'm assuming it's movie canon is what they're doing. And everyone's like, oh my god, you're so stupid. I'm like, okay, whatever. To you.
But what bothers me too, yeah, you're right. I was talking about this on Christine Maier's show last night. The apparition stuff bothers me. What also bothers me is I have a whole rant. It's my first video on my channel about Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore. The fact that Jacob can just goes to Hogwarts. Jacob overall is a character I don't like, because Jacob has this habit where he knows he is a muggle. He knows he's not supposed to know anything about the wizarding world. And yet, every time he goes to a wizarding world place, he screams and shouts and points at everything and gets all the attention towards him.
I love Jacob, though, especially when he does his giggle water. He's like,
oh, the giggle water. That's one of the funniest things about that character.
I remember seeing that in cinemas, like in 2016 when the first one came out. I was just laughing my ass off with my
Jacob's
friends watching that.
I feel like Fantastic Beasts was really good. The first Fantastic Beasts I like because it makes sense. It's like, oh, wow, this is a character who's a magical zoologist. We heard his name 1,000 times. He's finally getting a movie. I don't think anything to do with Newt Scamander should have been in Crimes of Grindelwald or Secrets of Dumbledore. I think Crimes of Grindelwald should have been about Grindelwald, and Secrets of Dumbledore should have been about Dumbledore. There's no reason Newt Scamander should have continued on.
They have a direction issue going on, like where they want to go with the story.
That is 100% true, Ashton. Like this newest movie, all of the stuff with Newt Scamander was so boring. I was just kind of like, get to
Dumbledore.
Get to Dumbledore. Yeah, get to Dumbledore. I don't care about any of this stuff. I was like, get to Dumbledore. If this is what the movie is about, the secrets of Dumbledore, get to Dumbledore.
This is what doesn't make any sense to me. Secrets of Dumbledore, right? Or sorry.
Spoiler alert, by the way, guys.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you guys care at all, it's been out forever on HBO Max. But Crimes of Grindelwald, we still don't know what the crimes of Grindelwald
are. What are the crimes?
What are the crimes?
know from like the Harry Potter books, but like if you're just going and watching the movies, you're like, so what do you do?
This is what bothers me, because the first movie we see in Fantastic Beasts, right? You're like, oh my gosh, it's Grindelwald, the evil wizard. And like, you don't know what the evil, like what he did that was so evil. So the Crimes of Grindelwald, you think, oh, they're going to explain to us what he did prior to Fantastic Beasts. We still don't know what he did prior to Fantastic Beasts. And then in Crimes of Grindelwald, he does this whole thing where like, we have to stop the Muggles because they're going to start a Holocaust. If your villain is trying to stop the Holocaust, you might want to rethink who your villain is. Okay? I'm just saying, if he's trying to stop World War II, like, the dude's got a point. Grindelwald isn't the villain here. And then when Secrets of Dumbledore comes out, you have this character, Dumbledore, who we have known for over 2 decades, who we are all in love with. We have watched him grow. Here's the thing, Dumbledore, the guy who discovered 12 different uses for dragon's blood, best friends with Nicholas Flamel, was very, very close to becoming a dark wizard with his gay lover. Like, that alone is one of the most amazing backstories you could think of, and yet they don't give it to us.
And you don't show it to us. You don't show it to us. That's what
they started talking about it. When they started talking about, like, Ariana in the third film that just came out, I'm like, you could have just done a flashback. Why are you talking about this?
That's what I thought.
Like,
I thought they were gonna have flashbacks and actually show that relationship.
That's what the second film did really well, in my opinion, when they showed young Lita and young Newt. I'm like, that's good. They're showing us.
I was actually hoping they wouldn't have Newt in this and actually go back in time and show us Dumbledore when he accidentally killed his sister.
I was hoping for that too.
Yes.
Because again, we're talking about a man who is like the most loved character in Harry Potter and was close to becoming a dark wizard with his gay lover. That is the most amazing backstory, and we don't have a movie for it.
Now, this is a point of contention for a lot of people, and I'm wondering what your opinion is. Now, we find out about Dumbledore's sexuality like after the movies released, when J.K. Rowling kind of said like she knew it. And she wrote it on the script to Michael Gambon. Is it Michael Gambon?
Michael Gambon.
Michael Gambon.
Yeah, Gambon.
Michael Gambon. Okay. She wrote it on his because he had like this whole speech about going off about this woman that he met, and she's like, but Dumbledore's gay. So she knew, but like the audience never knew about it.
So
no, it was honestly it was never implied if he was or he wasn't. So when they said it, he was gay. I was like, okay.
So
I'm wondering if a lot of people are just saying that like she just threw it out there because that's when she started to get really like
you can take it that way, but like
wait, J.K. Rowling actually said Dumbledore's gay in 2007.
I think it was like 2009 or something, wasn't it?
No, it was 2007 before the 7th book was released. That was the first time she had ever said it, and the reason
is that when they came out with like the cover of was it Entertainment? With Dumbledore and announcing that he was gay or something like that.
I think maybe, but the reason she never put it in the books, and this is the biggest critique, is because she was getting so much flack already for writing a series about wizards and witches from the Christian community that she knew if she put Dumbledore as gay, no one would let their kids read it at the time. Like, because let's be honest, back then, people were less likely to let their kids read about someone that was gay. So she just didn't put it in the books. But honestly, the way she describes Dumbledore and reading about him, it kind of makes sense that Dumbledore is gay. I'm actually kind of accepting of the fact that Dumbledore is gay. However, what annoys me is that we've known that he is gay for over 10 years now. We know Grindelwald was his lover, and yet we have yet to see anything around that. Like, it's
I don't think Grindelwald liked him back like that, to be honest.
Do you think?
I thought it was just a one-way thing.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I know that like Grindelwald, yes, he wanted power and all of that stuff, but I think that they were in a relationship.
The only way you can think that is when they're holding each other in the third one. They have like their hands against each other, like they feel each other's heartbeats and they're about to duel. That could probably be implied as, oh, you're both gay. Or it could just be like, oh, we were best friends, and the other one's like, I loved you. And he's like, oh, like, I know. And then he walks away.
So again, that's just something that people have said, that J.K. Rowling herself has said, but we haven't kind of seen it yet. So, like, the Secrets of Dumbledore really could have been good if you had shown what led up to this relationship between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. We've only, like, been told it, but we kind of want to see it. Do some flashbacks. You know?
The man was, here's like, I'm obsessed.
I think they're going to do that next movie.
So, the reason
they should have done it in this movie.
Yeah. It's the third
It's
one.
the
You think they
secrets
would?
of Dumbledore. It's
I think this
literally
one really
called
had
the
to fix
secrets
the
of
plot of the
Dumbledore. I think
previous
that they
one.
should have done that in this movie.
Agreed. Like again, Newt Scamander only needed one movie. Fantastic Beasts, and that was it. And here's the thing. This is why I love Snape, okay? Again, Dumbledore wasn't just gay. He was close to becoming a dark wizard. So the reason I love Snape is because I love good to bad and bad to good character arcs. And the fact that Dumbledore, the most loved wizard and the most powerful wizard of all time, went from being a like almost wanting to go into like the same thing that Voldemort wanted to do and then changing his mind last minute. I want to see that. I want to see Dumbledore as the bad guy and then become good. Like, I need to see that. I need to witness this. And we didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine Dumbledore as the bad guy?
That would have been amazing to see. That would have given the character even more depth. And that would make us attach to that character even more, just like Snape. Because like Snape, it's just this whole story of he did everything that he did out of his love for this one woman, out of his childhood love, his childhood crush, that he would go against everything to try and save him. But he didn't want anyone to know.
Yeah.
Like, no one can know, you know? And I love how Dumbledore answers him. He's like, no, don't worry that you have like actual good in you and you possess these great qualities. Fine. You know, because nobody can know. If he's going to be like his triple agent, no one can know. Of course, no one can know. But he's such a great character. And I absolutely love Snape, the character of Snape. And it could have been great just like that with Dumbledore as well. If you'd shown all of that, if you'd shown how far he had gone and then he turned his back on Grindelwald, you know what I mean? Like that could have been so good. And you didn't show any of that. And you have the Pensieve, right? You could have done it with the Pensieve.
It was just like a miss for a whole franchise. Like they could have done something really good with this and they just blew it out of the water, basically. I think they're going to do a fourth one. I really do.
I really hope they don't, because I know it's about Newt Scamander and friends again. I don't know. Like,
what the hell was with the Tina not even being there? There's no explanation.
Why was McGonagall alive? That's what.
Why is McGonagall alive? Oh my god,
very good question. I don't know why she's there. I never understood that.
McGonagall is not born until 1935, and so when we see her in Crimes of Grindelwald, I'm thinking to myself, okay, they have to explain this somehow. And
I think it's a time turner thing going on.
The time turner can only go back an hour, remember?
I thought you could go back a couple more, but they kind of broke that with Cursed Child.
That's why I hate Cursed Child.
Oh, I hate
There's a million reasons I hate Cursed Child.
The only reason I still have the screenplay is because it's a first printing, first edition. It does not sit with my books. It sits like far away. I don't want it tainting my shit.
I was so excited for the Cursed Child too, because I was like, oh my god.
I was not. I did not want it. I
was kind of excited for it. I went to like the book release for it and everything, dressed in robes. I was like, let's go. And then I read it and I was like, this is terrible.
Shit.
So the funny thing is, I agree with two things from Cursed Child. That Albus is in Slytherin and that he's friends with Scorpius. And that is it.
No, I don't. I think he can be friends with Scorpius. He cannot be in Slytherin because he didn't want to be in Slytherin. It was very obvious in the epilogue where he's like, what if I'm in it? I don't want to be in it.
But here's the thing. Here's how I see it. What happens if he makes friends with Scorpius on the train and Scorpius ends up getting sorted into Slytherin and then he's like, wait a minute, my friend's in Slytherin and decides he wants to be in Slytherin?
Well, that can happen, but we don't know that actually happens.
Because
Cursed Child shit.
It's horrible. I'm sorry. If you want,
it's shit.
It's like not just one thing bothers me. It's that everything bothers me. No,
all of it.
I refuse to believe that Voldemort has a daughter. I refuse.
Oh my god! What is going on with that bullshit?
No.
I refuse to believe that Cedric Diggory comes back as a Death Eater. I refuse to believe that the trolley lady's a freaking
She like
monster.
turns into like some bat thing with wings. What the fuck? You know, all of it's just abomination. Like, I'll give the actors credit. They're probably really great. I'll give, like, the screen, you know, the stage and all that, all the practical effects are probably, like, amazing. Because everyone says that they're great. They all say that the story is crap, the plot is crap. There's literally nothing you can do about it. It's just shit. Everything else is probably great.
I don't care that Hermione Granger is portrayed as black. I really do not care. Because as somebody who did theater for so long, like, the sex and the gender and the grace of characters are changed all the time. It's the fact that there are so many plot holes, there are so many things that are not canon, and J.K. Rowling goes on Twitter and says, oh yeah, it's definitely canon, and I'm like, miss, have you read this? Like
She
there's
didn't.
no
She didn't even
way.
write it. She just stamped her name on it and was like, "Alrighty, approval." That's it.
Yeah.
She didn't write it.
I'm wondering if she's like signed a contract where she has to say it's canon because I'm like, hun, sis,
I
my
think
sister
so.
in Christ.
You know
what
your
are you doing?
creations.
She kind of sold her soul on this one. I was like,
Ugh.
dude, what did you just do? I was never excited for this. I did not want to play. I did not want some screen reply. I didn't want her to touch it at all. I was like, do something completely different. Do not touch this.
Yeah.
And she touched it. She touched the butt.
I was excited for it. Didn't they advertise it though as a new like J.K. Rowling
They
novel?
were like they were like calling it the 8th story.
Yeah, they advertised it like that. So I was like, okay,
and they're like,
let's
it's not
go.
a sequel. And I'm like, oh well, you kind of made it. So yeah. Ugh. I don't want to talk about Chris Child. It just hurts my heart.
It hurts my heart too.
All right, Vlad, show us your stuff.
Okay, so I kind of just pulled some stuff randomly out. I was like, okay, how about this one? So we'll start off with like the easy stuff that you can probably find at Walmart and just have fun with it. But like they made like a Noble Collection, which is like a company that does like a whole bunch of like replicas and collectibles. They do a lot of stuff for Warner Brothers. Nothing for Disney that I've ever seen. But you can go to Walmart and you can buy these, and they're like mystery wand boxes. And so this is Bellatrix Lestrange. This is like $13, just so you know. Go to they even do like Patronus series too. So it goes like that. And you just
that is
chill.
so awesome.
Yeah. So there's that. Like they're not like the best material because like I actually have Bellatrix Lestrange's wand like from Noble Collection from like 15 years ago, and it's like a nice material. This is pretty plasticky, and it feels like you paid $13 for it. But you can't really tell when it's on display. So just saying.
Yeah. That's actually really pretty. I want her wand.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
next
actually
one
really
that I
cool.
want.
It does feel cool because it's got that nice curve. Like, I also find that Voldemort's wand is cool too because it's got that hook that you can just kind of hang on your pinky, like, ooh, I'm so badass. La, 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 I'm the Dark Lord.
Where did
Anyway,
it go? I brought it out. Where did it go?
You did. She showed me her wand before stream, guys.
Oh, here it is. Hold on.
It's glorious.
My chair. I love Voldemort's wand. It's like human bone. Yeah, I love his wand.
But see, it's got the hook, right? So it can just chill on your pinky.
I love
the Dark Lord. Yeah. All right. So this one's actually relatively new. I'm not a big Funko person. I actually kind of despise Funko. I probably only have like 20 of them, but I only get like the ones that are actually.
I despise Funko. I have 20.
Like, okay, let me explain myself. So, there's like hundreds of Funkos for Harry Potter, but like I only keep either like the really cute ones or like exclusive ones that are worth like a fuck ton of money type of deal.
Yeah.
So this one was actually really gosh darn cute. So this is like the Gargoyle Boar, and it's like a headquarters limited edition. Let me turn that off so you can see Claire. But it's really hard to see, but it's a little boar.
That's so cute.
I love it.
Right? Like that's fucking
Hogwarts
adorable.
boar.
So I had to do it. I had to. All right, let me turn it back on. But yeah. So this is, you can only get this at headquarters, and so like it's kind of going for a fuck ton of money right now. This one's okay. This is really.
Do you keep your Funkos? Do you keep all of your Funkos in their boxes? Because I always
I'm kind of an inbox collector for the
You're
most
an inbox
part.
collector. I take all
for
my
the most part, like my
out.
Gentle Giants, I'll put them out, but I have the boxes and everything and the certificates, like the COAs. So I'm both. I'm pick and choose.
Yeah, I'm not a box collector. Like I want to touch all of my stuff. So I take everything out of the box. I think the only things that I do have in boxes are like 3 Star Wars figures and 2 Walking Dead figures. That's it. Everything else is out. Yeah.
So this is a really weird thing. So I collect books too of Harry Potter. Like I like seeing all the covers and all the translations and how everything looks. So this is a 20th anniversary from Bulgaria. It's kind of weird.
Oh wow.
But this is a mistake, right? So this is an error. This was printed backwards and upside down.
What?
So, yeah, the person who sold to me didn't even realize it. I was like, dude, the problem is it's not even worth that much because you would think it's worth a fuck ton of money. It's actually not, which is very disappointing to me. But anyway, so this is the cover, right? And then you open it up and everyone's upside down.
Oh my god.
And then I thought I was going crazy, but then I kept turning the pages and literally everything is upside down.
That's actually kind of cool. It's like unique to your collection.
Yeah, so apparently it's not that rare, but so literally everything is reversed and upside down.
So you're basically reading that through the mirror of Erised.
Right? I mean, I can't read this. I'm not Bulgarian, but like that's the back of it. So like the cover and like the back are fine, and then when you open it up, you're like, well, that's not very right because everything is upside down and backwards. So you have to read the page, like read it like Hebrew and upside down. Anyway, yeah. So that's one thing. I had to do this because this was pre-film. These are what vintage items are like pre-film. Let's put it that way. So this is like Chamber's Secrets porcelain mug. This is them like brewing like the polyjuice potion.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Oh, it's so cute. I love
know.
that.
So this is by Churchill, and they're like a British brand, and it's from the UK. It was 2002, and inside says Harry Potter. I have like a fuck ton of porcelains. One
Have
day,
you guys
Steph, I'm
been-
gonna have like everything out, and you're gonna be like, oh my god.
I know. I'm just gonna be drooling watching.
Have you guys
Yeah.
been to the New York store yet? I haven't.
No, I live
No.
8 hours away from it. It fucking pisses me off.
You live 8 hours away and you've never been?
No, because freaking COVID and everything, and then you get murdered in the streets, right? So I'm like,
Oh my gosh. If I lived 8 hours away, I would have been 30 times already.
Oh, and Tommy went to the exhibition that's in Philadelphia. He's like, do you want anything? I was like, I actually got someone to buy me the print, but that's really all I wanted.
Wait,
I asked them if they had a pin, but they didn't have a pin yet.
when's how long is the expedition gonna be in Philadelphia for?
Exhibition? I think it's until September.
Oh my gosh. I wanna go.
Yeah, go. It's in the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. I'm literally looking at it right now. Yeah, it's a limited edition of 500 only by Mina Lima. Oh well, it's signed. Do you know who Mina Lima is? They're like the creators of all like the props and stuff, like all the illustrations. You know what the newspaper, like the Daily Prophet, they did that. They made it all.
That's
And so they have their own
cool.
store in the United Kingdom, and they do a bunch of stuff. Like you can buy like prints. Like behind me, that's Snape. Like,
Yeah.
that's where he's like where he's talking to Harry, and he's like, keep your abdomen low, your nose out of people's business. That's them. It's all like all over my room.
Wow.
Anyway, so this is a pin from Universal Studios, but it's from 2010. And so when the theme park first opened up, they had limited edition pins, and they're about 500 each. And so this one's a pretty rare one. So my favorite characters are Fred and George Weasley. So this is like, let me forget this thing in focus. Focus.
Does the hat come off?
Yeah, the hat like
Goes like this?
spins. If I
Oh,
can
it's
get it.
spinning.
Hang on. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, so his hat comes off. Camera, focus here. There you go. And like it's like a little thing on top of his head. So it's like a limited edition of 500. And like the funny thing is, I have a few of these, and they all go for a couple $100 each now.
Wow.
It's fucking great. I'm like,
I own it.
yeah, dude. I'm like,
Don't you love that? I have it. Yes.
dude. Like, there's like this. I didn't bring it up, but like, there's this Death Eater dummy, like a sculpture. It's like about like that big of like the dummy from Order of the Phoenix, and it's long been retired for like 10 years plus now. My mom bought it for me. I have like the receipts and everything. And my mom bought it for me like $40. It's currently selling between $600 and $800 on eBay. Go, mom!
Wow.
I want to do the Warner
Trump is-
Brothers studio tour.
Yeah,
so
dude, you
bad.
will not
Oh.
believe how much money people spend on pins. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah. It's a thing. Pin traders. Pin
Thanks,
traders.
Disney.
It's a big thanks, Disney. Pin traders, it's a thing. Yeah.
Mm. Anyway, this is a pin from Greece. It's Bellatrix Lestrange from Order of the Phoenix. Ugh, stupid light. It's hard to see, but yeah, it's all in Greece. And I'm missing like 2 from this series, and it drives me insane. Because I can't fucking find them anywhere. It's like, actually, no, I'm missing like 4 of them. It's like Umbridge, Lucius Malfoy, Hagrid, and Dumbledore, I think, are the 4 I'm missing. And it drives me nuts because like I have like the whole display for them and everything, but those 4. And I'm like, it's fine.
Oh
I'll
my
get over it. It'll be
God.
good.
Really?
I'm going to studio tour. I know. I want to go.
I want to go so bad.
Let's go road trip. Can geeks and gamers pay for us?
I know.
Fly to
We'll
England.
do
We'll do
vlogging
it for
and
car
everything.
hopping, maybe.
You
Yeah,
know what's funny
right?
is I used to live in England, and I've never been in the Warner Brothers studio tour. I lived in London for like a year. I've never been.
I wish.
That's the first thing I would have done.
I know.
I want to do like all the
Oh.
stuff, like exploring because like there's actually like Harry Potter tours for like all the filming on location sites. You can go like do all that stuff. I'm doing that in Scotland. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going.
I want to do that too. Oh my god.
Okay, road
trip.
trip. Okay, so the next thing is a Finnish Deathly Hallows. It cracks me up because their noses are just so fucking huge.
Oh
Like,
my God.
You know what's funny
Why?
though? So I don't know if you guys realize this, but the guy who plays Ron Weasley, he looks like how I would have pictured George and Fred, and George and Fred is how I pictured Ron Weasley
That's
reading
funny.
the book.
Well, yeah, because like that is kind of funny. They swapped the characters, but yeah, You're not wrong.
Ron is supposed to be extremely tall with a long nose, and like
And
George
the twins
Fred
would
are
be short and stocky, yeah.
Yeah.
So then the back of this, I can't remember who this is supposed to be. If it's like Voldemort or like Grip Hook or Peeves.
What?
But it cracks me up anyway. It's one of my favorites. It's too funny.
I feel like that's not Peeves because I don't know Peeves.
I think it's Grip Hook. So this is definitely Hallows. So
did you know Peeves was supposed to be in the movie and they took him out?
he actually was in the film, like it's filmed and everything, and then they deleted it.
He was played by a really famous like British comedian too.
Yeah, and who died too, sadly. So that sucks. I think they credited him in the HBO reunion.
Here's the thing, though.
Oh,
I feel like they should release. So they have the footage of him somewhere.
Oh, Chris Columbus has said he wants to release like a thing, and like the twins have come out and said that there's like a 4-hour, like they filmed like 4 hours worth of footage.
Yeah.
For like Philosopher's Stone, so that'd be pretty freaking sweet.
That would be awesome if they released that.
My gosh.
God, my nose keeps.
I want Peeves. Peeves is my favorite like character.
I love when he salutes the twins. Oh my god, perfect. All right, so the next thing I have, and you can actually get this. It's kind of more expensive now. Like everything's gone up. So originally this was like $29, and now it's about $35. You can get this at Noble Collection, Barnes and Nobles, anywhere. But this is like a little replica of Dobby.
Oh, of Dobby. Yeah,
I
have one of those.
They're a lot. They're pretty cool though. They're like a little display inside.
So, I have the magical creature, the Dumbledore, or the Dementor, the Dumbledore. We're gonna talk about.
I have the Dumbledore creature.
I have the Dumbledore creature. I have the Dementor up there.
Oh, that series? Yeah. I think I have them too. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then this is another thing that I brought up. So, like I said, my favorite characters are Fred and George Weasley. So this is from the UK. They release like exclusive like toys based on country, which pisses me off. But this is like made by like Popco, which is made by Corgi. So they're like little action figures, and you never really see a lot of action figures of Fred and George. So it's my favorite. And then like this is like the back of it where you can find all the characters and stuff. Like you could have all these cool play sets of like the Gryffindor common room and the room of required. I'm like, I want to be a kid again.
Right?
Yeah, and then like the last thing that I could technically show, I could show a lot of stuff in here, but I just got this yesterday. This is like a retired Noble Collection. Well, this is not really retired, but like the back stamp of it is from 2004, so it's kind of hard to see it. But it's a silver, a little necklace of a Hedwig. Delivered mail. Why can't my camera focus? You can do it, camera, or not. But yeah, there he is. So that's the new guy. And then obviously, because I'm such a nerd, I have time charmer earrings on, which actually do spin.
That is so cute, though.
And then I have my Bellatrix Lestrange Joker necklace that I got like a million years ago.
Yeah, that is it. What's behind you? I've just been staring at all this stuff behind you like this whole time while I'm doing my makeup.
Okay, this is a fun time. So that's just a jar. It just says magic potions. There's nothing. So I don't know if you remember about my Instagram about a week ago. Howdy, hi. So about a week ago, I posted like my Swarovski figurines on Instagram. Yeah. Like inside that one jar is the sorting hat, and then it's just a Death Eater goblet, and then it's the Hedwig Swarovski, and then it's a Hallmark golden egg, and it's actually like a jar. You could put stuff inside the egg. I don't know what to put in it, so it's empty. Then those are like Lego minifigures. Does it just
open in like 2 pieces?
Yeah, it's 2 pieces.
Oh, okay.
So like yeah, and like it's just Lego minifigures. Like the one bit right there is like random stuff. Like there's Looney Tunes and like there's a banana minifigure. Like I don't know. And then the rest of it's like series 1 and 2 of like the Harry Potter minifigures that they released for like limited edition.
That's awesome.
And then prints everywhere.
You have such a huge collection,
dude. You don't even know. Like this is like 1%. 1%. Like the prints right there. You can kind of see it, not really. But that's like by Giles Greenfield, I think his last name. And he did the illustrations for the UK version of Goblet of Fire. And so they're kind of like 1/1s. Like he just did them for like Fantastic Beasts promotion. And they're kind of rare to find. So I have 2 of them. There's one above it. And I have like a whole fuck ton of other prints. Like, did you know that the Goblet of Fire was originally supposed to be called the Doomspell Tournament? Fun fact, if you didn't know that. And so I actually had one of the promo pieces that was supposed to be burnt and destroyed. And it's right there, framed over there.
The Doomspell Tournament?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Harry Potter Doomspell Tournament.
Interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah,
And like it was like she like kind of changed it like last minute. Like there was a letter, there was everything like saying, "Oh, get like pre-order now." And so I have all that stuff. Pretty sweet. You can actually find that on eBay for like $100 or whatever and frame that shit. Because it's a really nice illustration. Like it's a whole display, like a poster for Goblet of Fire from 2000.
So does your collection go beyond that room?
Oh yeah.
It's just
Like,
everywhere?
everything's like in my basement right now, like on a massive like storage shelf, like with like tarp around it for the sun to go not like hit it and keep away from bugs. Because like it's not set up really. Like I have a bunch of stuff here. I have a couple stuff in like in the other rooms like sporadically, but everything's like downstairs right now. I need a big room to display
How much would you
everything.
say your collection is worth?
Oh, I can't. I don't want to say that on the internet. No. We'll say big. That's all I can say, really.
What's your
I have a spreadsheet, okay?
Do you really?
A massive one. And like I have like a whole like one sheet's just Lego, the other one's just all books, and like everything is written out, but like ISBN, title, language, how much I paid for it, when it was published, when I bought it, stuff like that. Original pricing.
What's your most expensive piece that you own? Like now, like it's worth so much money now.
I don't know if I want to say that either.
Oh my god, I really want to know.
I really want to know too. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think what's the most expensive.
You have
some of the stuff I don't
you would
research.
know, right?
I don't research a lot of this stuff. I'll just find it and be like, huh, and I'll email it to my mom and be like, so we did good. We bought this for like $40 10 years ago. And it'll be like $1,000.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Yeah. I have a couple of things that are my favorite, but they're not like the most valuable. So like I have like this one. So I'm Italian. I can read Italian. I have this Philosopher's Stone in Italian, and it's like really, really delicate pages. Like if you turn the pages, you might rip it. It's like a limited number edition. There's only like 6,000 of them in the world. And it's like silk binding almost. It's got like the giant lightning bolt scar on it. Like that's probably one of my favorite things. Also, my mom got it for me when I was a kid, so it's like like a little nostalgic book. But yeah, I like how CJ's telling me I should fund a trip for Gingy to go on Galactic Star
to the
Cruise.
Galactic Star Cruiser. Like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, fuck no, I'm not.
I took Anna. Anna and I went to we went to Hollywood Studios together, and she was so angry at how bad Star Wars was.
Shit.
She was so angry, and then I took her on Star Tours, and she was like crying and laughing at how happy she was because like Star Tours, like just the queue for Star Tours in Orlando is 1,000 times better than all of Star Wars land.
Yeah, I've been to Star Tours. That's great. I've never been to the Star Wars Galactic, whatever the new stuff at Disney. I haven't been there to that, but honestly, I want to do you're going to Orlando, yeah, Blabs. I want to film you.
I'm going a bit earlier because like it takes me a long time to do stuff, and I need to like experience this theme park thoroughly. So I'll let you know. Well, you can come with me.
Yeah, I want to film you.
Because you can just watch me cry my eyes out over like a freaking shirt or something.
You haven't been
yes,
yet?
She hasn't been yet.
So I literally dreamt when I was a kid. I was like, they need to make a theme park. I'm gonna like do everything, and then like it actually happened when they made a theme park. I was like, and like I literally like mapped it all out to be like Diagon Alley and Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, and I did all that stuff when I was a kid. And then they did, and I was like, hire me, Universal.
Yeah, my first trip out there, me and my friends, they actually took me. We planned it out. We did a road trip out to Orlando, and yeah, you're gonna cry. I cried. I was so excited and happy, and it's beautiful.
Too. You can't do California. The California one's horrible.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah. So you've been to the California one?
So I'm from California. So like my family, I know Disneyland's like the back of my hand, Universal, Hollywood are like the back of my hand. When I moved to Florida and I first experienced Disney World, which was a year ago, I was baffled at how amazing it was. And then when I went to Universal Studios and I saw what they did for Harry Potter World, I started crying. Because it feels like you're in Diagon Alley. Like, despite all the muggles being around you in horrible clothing. Which, by the way, we need to talk about the costuming from the third film and onward. Because, like, they all dress like muggles from the third film. I hated that. Like, why is it in Fantastic Beasts, freaking Dumbledore is wearing a 3-piece suit? Like, what made
and then he switches to robes. Like, what made him be like, I need a draft, I need a breeze, cloaks it is.
Like, I never pictured Dumbledore in a 3-piece suit. It's so strange.
Yeah, right?
That's it. I definitely want to see Blabs when she goes to Universal as well, because I'm in Florida now, and I'm just like, I love it. I absolutely adore Universal and what they've done. I think Disney World is a scam. I think Universal's 1,000 times better.
Oh yeah.
The
absolutely.
Mummy also, we have to go when the Mummy reopens because it's been closed for a little bit. I think they're refurbishing it. So
the Mummy ride was so good.
that was amazing.
Oh, it's such a good
so
ride.
good.
I'm so excited to go, man.
I think the Mummy ride might be my second favorite ride under Hagrid's, honestly.
Yeah, the Mummy ride is so good. I have a picture
I went
of,
to
me
Disney
and
when
my
I was
friends, and we're
4
just
in
like,
Florida, and that's it.
It's so amazing.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna have so much fun, Blabs. You're gonna cry. Like you
I'm
can't
like
help.
saving up
you
my
can't
money. I'll
help
be like,
but
what do I want
cry.
to spend on? I'm bringing like a whole extra luggage just for Harry Potter stuff.
So I know
I
Steph
already
and
know
I are Slytherin. What's your house, Blabs?
Well, I'm Gryffindor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been sorted it. Like, so here's the thing. Do you guys remember Pottermore when it was originally Pottermore?
Yes.
So I was one of those people who got in for the beta, which was like only 1 million people in the world to get in.
Yeah,
Because
me
like
too.
you had to wake up or whatever at a certain hour and find the feather or whatever it was. My friend was calling me saying, "Get the fuck up! Get the fuck up! I found it." She's like, "Get up!" And so I got up, and so I got in, and they sorted me into Gryffindor, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Because that's the house I wanted to be in. And then like my account kind of got nuked when they transferred
When they
everything
changed
over.
it?
Yeah, so I was like, "Well, fuck! I hope I get into Gryffindor again," and I did, and I was like, "Okay, we're good. I got it twice from the official thing, no more." So Gryffindor it is.
It
I'm
was
happy.
the weird. Like, what did you think? So, Steph, did you know you were gonna get Slytherin when you tested in?
No.
Really? So it was
Yeah.
weird. I like always wanted to be in Slytherin, but for some reason I thought I was gonna end up in Gryffindor for some odd reason, even though I kind of like made the Slytherin thing work for me. And sure enough, I got sorted into Slytherin.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the kids like knew before I did. They
And
knew.
like they used to have this
See, I've
fantastic
always
one,
always
too.
loved Slytherin. I would always be like, I'm a Slytherin. I don't have
She's
to
got
take a
the green
test. I'm a
lights and everything.
Slytherin. I'm a Slytherin. So when I took the test, I was like, God, I hope I'm sorted into Slytherin. And I was.
Mhm.
So I was
Yeah.
hoping I was in Slytherin too, because like I've done it this long, I better get into Slytherin. But a part of me almost was fearful I was gonna get into Gryffindor.
I know, right? I was like,
I don't
Wow.
hate Gryffindors. I don't hate Gryffindor. I just did a whole video roasting Gryffindors too. It's just
Oh, thanks.
I feel like when you have a Gryffindor friend, it's like having a giant toddler. You have to constantly make sure they don't die because you have a tendency to always do the things that could get you killed.
This
I
is
don't know
true
what
though,
it is.
actually. Didn't I just tell Steph the other day I was skydiving,
did,
jumping
yes.
off shit?
yes, you did.
Like
She's like, I just jumped off of a 50-foot cliff. No problem.
my least favorite house is actually Ravenclaws. I feel like they're the most pompous people I meet.
And then extra girl's like, House of Castle.
Oh my God, that is so.
And then she's
fun.
like, and then
Let
she
me-
goes and
I'm
says
gonna
she's
pull
Ravenclaw.
that
I
up
was like,
really quickly
I don't
because
know
that is. I'm gonna pull that up. That was so funny. It's on
It's
clips,
actually on
yeah.
YouTube clips.
Yeah,
I
it's on
posted it
clips.
last night.
What?
Yeah.
What did Raven? Wait, what happened with X-Ray Girl?
So I do a lot of interviews for everyone, and I
Mhm.
asked her what her Hogwarts house was, but it was during speed round, and speed round is like you have to answer like really, really fast, top of your head, whatever it is. And she's all like, so I'm like Hogwarts house, and she's like Castle.
Wait, hold
What?
on! You ruined it. We have to just
Wait.
watch it. It's so
I don't
funny.
yeah,
know
just
why,
watch it.
But I feel like that girl's not a Ravenclaw.
No.
I don't know. Something just tells me she's not Ravenclaw. I don't know what it is.
Speed round, so it's gonna be the first thing you think of at the top of your head. So Hogwarts house.
Castle. You said the first thing. Hogwarts house. They live in a castle.
Oh,
That interview was so freaking funny,
That is
dude. I have so much footage I have to post.
Castle.
Yeah.
Castle. She was
And then she later goes on, she's like, oh, I'm in Ravenclaw. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're not.
Nah, that girl's a Hufflepuff.
She's such a Hufflepuff. She is such a Hufflepuff. I was like, no way, you are not a Ravenclaw.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy Mirza. Chrissy Mirza.
She's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
She's a Hufflepuff.
I did the test with her. She's
Yeah.
a Hufflepuff. And she's like, that sounds like a drug. And I'm like,
I started crying, dude. I was laughing so much.
That is so funny.
Castle.
I can't believe she said castle.
Dude.
Okay,
It was a wild
Revise
time.
that answer. Ravenclaw. There we go.
She is not a Ravenclaw.
No,
That's probably the
Honey,
only one that she
Honey,
knows.
that is the house you're not in.
Section is called speed round, so it's got to be the first thing you think of at the top of your head. So Hogwarts house.
The castle.
Just that sound to him.
Oh my gosh. She's such a Hufflepuff.
You know what though? You can always tell when someone what house they're in without them saying it. It's just by asking them what house they're in. So if someone responds quickly and loudly, they're in Gryffindor. Does not matter what they say. They're in also, although if they say Gryffindor, probably in Gryffindor. If they are really just like, if their demeanor gets really pompous, they're in Ravenclaw. If they're just like all giggly or they're super shy, they're in Hufflepuff. But if they're like, what house do you think I'm in? They're always Slytherin.
You know, that's kind of true, because, like, I went to Walmart a couple weeks ago, and this really big, like, colorful chick, like a purple, pink hair, whatever it was like, eyeing my bag. I had, like, a Harry Potter bag with me, whatever it was. And she's like, oh, what house are you in? And I find that really weird, because no one ever asked me what house I'm in. I never ask anyone what house they're in, really, like, in day-to-day life. I'm like, oh, I'm a really big Harry Potter fan. Like, oh, cool, me too. And like, that's really, I don't talk about houses. It's not really a thing I've ever really thought about. And she's like, what house are you in? And I was like, oh, I'm in Gryffindor. What about you? And she's like, you know, I knew you were in Gryffindor. I could just tell. But like, she kind of said it like at first I was like an insult, and I was like, oh. And then, I'm like, and then she's like, I'm in Hufflepuff. And I'm like, yes.
No, that should be
She was kind of nice afterwards. Like, she had all these badges and everything, and like the frou-frou hair, and yeah, definitely Hufflepuff.
That's so funny.
No, I feel like, honestly, the Pottermore test is a little false. Just because...
Yeah, sometimes they just kind of throw you in there. Do you remember when they did, like, the Fantastic Beasts, the Ilvermorny test?
Oh, I hate that test.
No, I didn't take that test.
So I took it, and I think I got, like, Wampus, whatever the hell it is. And it's, like, it's basically the equivalent to Gryffindor. And then, like I said, my profile got reset. And they sorted me into, like, Thunderbolt or whatever it was. That was something, like, really, like, a combination of Ravenclaw and Slytherin. I was like, what the fuck is this? But now it's gone. They took that test away. Like,
that's so weird.
They deleted it.
I got Thunderbird as well.
I don't think, do you think, like, I don't think you can, but do you think that you can be the two houses?
No, I think it's absolutely stupid. I literally went on a whole rant about this with Mike. I interviewed him the other day, and he's like, oh, I could have been like a Gryffindor and a Hufflepuff. And I was like, no, you're either one or the other. Only SJWs are like, I'm a Hufflepuff, like Huffle, Raven, whatever the fuck it is, like the split personality shit. I'm like, you are literally one or the other. You could have traits from all four houses, sure, why not? But you are specifically just one of them.
Okay. There you go.
That was my tangent. The end.
That's exactly what I think too. Like, you can't be a combination of two.
No, like, yeah, I understand the whole hat stall is a thing. Like, Hermione was a hat stall between Gryffindor and Ravenclaw, and Neville was Gryffindor or Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
But ultimately that they were in one house, and for a reason, obviously. So there's a reason.
And here's the thing, when it comes down to the houses too, I don't think it's based on whether you're clever or cunning or brave or funny, or I feel like it's not based on the qualities it values, because everybody has qualities of every house technically, but it's about the house that the house values. So when it comes to Hermione Granger, the reason she wasn't put in Ravenclaw, people who are in Ravenclaw value the wisdom for the sake of having the wisdom, whereas Hermione Granger wanted the glory from having that wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and like you find out why she picks Gryffindor in the first book when she says there are more important things than like books and cleverness, and she's like friendship, loyalty, and all that stuff, which is basically what Gryffindor is.
On the train, she even says Gryffindor is the best house. I keep hearing good things about Gryffindor, so she clearly wanted to be in the more popular house.
More popular house.
She wanted to feel like she fit into with the cool.
Yeah, she wanted the glory.
Yeah.
Chat, please put your houses in the chat.
Yeah,
what are you? I want to know what Trey is. Disbrew's already a Raven Castle.
And there is a counterpart to Americans. It's called Ilvermorny, and it's in Massachusetts. It's where like Queenie and Tina from Fantastic Beasts. That's where they went.
I have a weird. I don't know. I feel like. Here's the thing that bothers me about the whole Ilvermorny thing. I feel like there should be more than one, because America's 4 times the size of England. So there'd be way more wizards in America than there would be England.
That's true. If we know that the population's about the same as Muggles.
Like, how big is that freaking school, Ilvermorny? There's only one.
Maybe it's massive. I don't know.
I feel like there should be like
We
I
just
feel
see
Yeah, well,
like
we
Hogwarts.
saw like illustrations. You can go on YouTube and find like illustrations of it and stuff like that. But yeah,
there needs
I
to be
don't
more
know.
than one.
Maybe there's like someone in California. It's like Comedy Central.
There better be one. I feel like there should be one in like the southeast for sure. Like maybe not Louisiana, but like in the swamp somewhere. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's like freaking run by Shrek or something. Get out of my swamp.
Like the headmaster's an actual troll.
Do you like the term nomad?
No, it's boring. It's annoying. It's not clever. Although maybe
They
that's
all
like,
have different ones. Like in France, it's like a non magique. Tabarnak. But yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I feel like maybe J.K. Rowling did it on purpose to basically show that the Americans are not as clever as the British, because
Right, try to dig us.
Yeah.
muggle is actually a reference to mug, like an ugly mug on your face.
You have an ugly mug.
You have an ugly mug.
You have an ugly
I
mug.
just thought it was just an insult, not a mug. Didn't even think of that.
No, it is. It is an insult, but like it's what they call the non-magic folk, because according to them, non-magic folk all have ugly mugs.
Oh, I didn't
Muggle.
ever put two and two together. I just thought it was muggles, and they just didn't have a
That's what I'm
term
saying.
behind it,
Like,
definition.
that's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what, like the Wizarding World says, like, oh yeah, Voldemort's so horrible to Muggles and non-wizards. It's like you call them a slur every single day. What are you talking about? Muggle is not a nice word, and we all know it. No one wants to be a Muggle.
No, why would you want to be a muggle when you can be in a world full of magic with
Like,
dragons and stuff?
That's why I tell people, like, was Draco Malfoy completely wrong? Like, I'm sorry, you can't tell me that Muggles are not, like, are somehow equal to wizards.
Oh.
Wizards are clearly superior.
Oh,
If
yeah.
one has magic and one doesn't, one clearly is going to be superior.
That's true.
Yeah.
So if
No
you guys
magic's
could have a career in the magical world, what would it be?
Ooh. Well,
Hmm.
in the book series I wrote when I was a kid, her dad is an apothecarian and like is a potioneer, and her mom is an unspeakable. So I haven't quite figured. I've only
She's like a
reading the first
combination
book.
of all the above. I work part-time jobs.
I don't know. The character I wrote, I never actually. I'm still in book 2 right now, reading everything, so I forget completely what happens in the end. So we'll find out, I guess. But me
You're reading
personally,
your work. I forgot what happens next.
I was 12 when I wrote this book series. It's been 10 years, so I'm just
That's
like,
so cute. Gosh, you have to do a series on your channel about it.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm like almost like shaken, like that I wrote all this. But yeah, I guess if I were to say now, I would. I guess I don't know. I feel like I would like to be magical, but like and live in the wizarding world. Honestly, I don't know. I've never actually thought about that.
Yeah, neither have I.
I've never
Trying
thought
to
about
think.
that. I guess working with magical creatures would be it, honestly, knowing me.
Steph is like in deep contemplation. She's like, oh my god.
I've never thought about it.
Really? This is
Yeah,
this is
I've
intriguing
never
to me. I was like,
thought
oh,
about
what would
it.
I be?
A modern day Rita Skeeter, which I kind of already did that.
Oh, hey.
You gonna turn into a
That
beetle
was
and everything and
cool.
spy on people? I hate how that wasn't in the movies. Ugh.
I know. What would you be, Blabs? Like, I honestly, I have no idea what I would do.
I thought about it all the time and I still don't know, but it'd probably be like, I'd either be like an aura because it's fucking badass.
Yeah, see, I don't think I'm brave enough to be an aura.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm down for it. Let's do
I
it.
would never be an aura. I would go insane. When I was still in when I was still in like political commentary and whatnot before my views changed, I used to like call people like Harry Potter references behind their back if I didn't like them. So I knew one guy who used to steal stories and information and ideas from other people and claim them as his own. And I used to call him Gilderoy Lockhart behind his back all the time.
Oh my god.
Because like I'm telling this right now, there are big names in political punditry that just steal each other's memes, steal each
Mhm.
other's ideas, like
Yeah.
take credit for stories they didn't go with. It's just so funny, like how much like from the Harry Potter series really does reflect the real world.
Oh yeah.
Like, how much the media is like the Daily Prophet and just
Mhm.
like lies about everything on both sides. Like I don't trust anyone in the media. I don't trust any politician. And like the funny thing is like the Ministry of Magic there is no political party controlling the Ministry of Magic. And I love that because you can just imply it to any politician. It's all corrupt. And so I think it's really interesting to watch Harry go from like the Muggle world where things are very corrupt and see that it's still very much corrupt in politics in the Wizarding world as well. It's not some like utopia. That's something I've always really found interesting. And no matter where you go, politicians are trash.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, that's because J.K. Rowling is very untrusting of politicians. So she did put that in her book. Yeah, she's extremely untrusting of politicians.
Yeah. I only ever like kind of liked one politician in my entire life, and I ended up hating him like a year later. So I'm kind of just like, I don't know. Well, that's not true. Ron Paul's kind of cool. I like Ron Paul. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that.
Someone said a stand-up wizard comedian.
A stand-up wizard comedian.
But then, like, I also like creatures, right? Because I have a background in agriculture, so then maybe I do something with magical creatures. And like, how do you choose? There's like so many fantastic things you could do. And you're just like, well, maybe on Mondays I'll be this, and Tuesdays I'll be that. I don't know.
I have no idea. No clue. See, I definitely wouldn't be an aura. I can picture you being an aura, Blabs, though. I wouldn't be able to do that.
It's a very Gryffindor thing to want to be, too.
Yeah.
I'm being judged here.
That's very true.
I'm just saying, nobody wants to be in Well, that's not true, because technically Travers was an aura, and he was in Slytherin. Not Travers, Voldemort's follower, but Travers in the Fantastic Beasts series.
No, I was going to say, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're the same bloodline.
Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe I would have a job at the Daily Prophet somewhere.
You think?
I think so. Maybe that. And again, like, I'm with both of you. Like, magical creatures, that could be a cute job, too.
Yeah.
She'd be, like, playing with all the nifflers, and they'd be stealing all of her, like, her jewelry and stuff. And be like, go ahead, take it.
I know, take it all. You guys are so adorable. I wore it just for you.
Trying to be a pimp wizard.
A pimp wizard. For you.
I still think it's funny that Nifflers were first introduced in the Goblet of Fire, and like the first thing we hear is that they're trying to steal Pansy's watch. I actually hated Pansy out of all the characters.
Oh, she's shit.
Pansy reminds me of every single girl who bullied me in school. Like, she's awful. Awful. Cannot stand her. If you guys, okay, here's a good question. If you had the opportunity to play a Harry Potter character, any Harry Potter character in a movie reversion, whether it's fan-made or like just like a remake or whatever, what character would you want to play?
I want to play Umbridge.
Oh, you would love it. I have like costume and prop stuff of Dolores Umbridge, like actual from the films.
I think it would be so much fun playing her. I think it would be so much fun playing her just because she's just because she's like an awful character. It would be so much fun. Yeah, that would be a lot. Yeah, she's such an awful character. I'd have so much fun playing her.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Luna. Luna would be pretty fun. She's just so out there.
Luna. I love Luna too.
Luna's of course you do. You picked for your D&D character.
For my D&D character, I picked Luna. Yeah. Yeah. I just think that Umbridge is so hated. Rightfully so. I don't like her, but she would be such a fun character to play.
Bellatrix would be fun, but I feel like
I got the little necklace on. Ready to roll.
I feel like this is a bit of an obvious one for me, but I would definitely love to play a young Narcissa Malfoy. Just because I feel like she's so underrated and we don't get to see much of her. Mm-hmm. I would love to dive into and see like who that character is. Mm-hmm. Just because she's just
I hated her skunk hair.
It didn't make any sense.
Thank you.
I hated her skunk hair.
What was that?
That was a horrible costume design.
So the reason why Helen McCrory was chosen to play Narcissa.
She was pregnant.
Right, yeah. So what happened was she was supposed to play Bellatrix originally. And honestly, I think she looks more like Bellatrix than Helena Bonham Carter does. But the problem was she was pregnant. And so they gave the role to Helena Bonham Carter. And so they decided, oh, well, if they're sisters, that must mean that they look alike. But the problem was they gave the role to Helen McCrory, and the problem was she had brunette hair, and instead of bleaching her hair, they put like this weird skunk hair. Again, she does not look like Narcissa to me, because Narcissa and Bellatrix do not look nothing alike. Mm-hmm. Narcissa is supposed to be very slim and tall and has long blonde hair and like blue eyes, and she has a very specific look to her. That's just Helen McCrory does not. Mm-hmm. In fact, actually, Draco is supposed to look more like his mother than his father, and that's the funny part.
That is very true. Mm-hmm. That is very. I hated her skunk hair.
I hated it too.
I don't think anyone really did.
No,
I got
yeah,
into
and she
debate on
looked.
TikTok.
You're absolutely right, Ashton, because she looked like when she was doing in that scene with Snape. I'm like, God, she's so old. Like she just looks old.
Yeah.
She looks so much older than
She's
Narcissus.
Everybody
supposed to
looks
be.
older than they're supposed to
She's
be.
supposed to be like, well, that's because all of the thing is, people forget that Harry's parents died when
We're
they were like
21.
22. Yeah, 21. And Snape
Well, it
is
wasn't
supposed
made aware of. Like J.K. Rowling didn't really tell that. So when they casted all these people,
yeah.
they just kind of adapted to the times because
That's
not
why
people
kind
knew
of-
that.
I kind of wish they waited for her to finish writing the books, like all 7, you know?
But then it'd be really, really woke and everything by the time they actually
Yeah.
finished the 7th one.
But my whole,
Hermione would have
yeah.
like a sex change or something. She'd be like,
Oh my
Mom, they,
God.
them, expect to put you on him.
I sort of, if Warner Brothers has one of the characters goes trans just to spite J.K. Rowling,
Yeah,
feel
I
all
honestly wouldn't. I
people.
honestly
They
wouldn't
can't do it.
put it past them to do something like
Did
that.
They
you?
can't.
Okay, I sent the article to Stephanie already, but like, Babs, did you hear what happened? So when they were interviewing Tom Felton at the new Warner Brothers studio attraction, Sky News was like, "Oh wow, you, Emma Watson, and Daniel and Rupert are all faces of the Harry Potter franchise now. Like, don't you find it weird that J.K. Rowling was put to the background?" And then somebody who was with Warner Brothers was like, "Next question, please." And then Tom Felton's kind of just standing there, not trying to say anything. Like, he's, you know, he's an actor. He doesn't want to get in trouble and like, you know, piss off. Because I think honestly, I don't want to say, I'm not going to speak for Tom Felton for him, but I feel like he's very neutral. Like he's not political.
Yeah, he doesn't
like-
really speak out a lot. Like compared to like Emma or whatever, he hardly says anything. Like
Well, yeah,
Emma, Matt Lewis, those guys are all the like a yippee 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 yippee.
Yeah, in my mind, I feel like she made their careers. You know.
Oh yeah, she can't. They shouldn't say shit about her.
shouldn't
Like when
say
Emma
shit about
Watson
her.
got went to like that awards thing, and she's like, "I'm here for all the witches." I was like, "You're a bitch."
Yeah. I can't believe they did that. They kept her out completely of the 20th anniversary special.
why-
Well, apparently
boycott
she
it.
was asked, and then she said fuck no, and she was either busy or she just didn't want to be a part of it. So they used like archive footage
They
apparently.
used archive footage of her, but they actually, but it came out later that she wasn't asked.
Oh, I heard that she
What?
was asked.
Yeah, like she
So
didn't
what's
do
the
it
truth?
because of all of the backlash that she was receiving, all the anti-trans and all that stuff. Community that she
I think
gets on
she's
a
fed
daily
up with a
fucking
lot of
basis.
people, especially like Emma and all that, who didn't like. You can disagree with her, that's fine, but you can also maybe be like, you shouldn't try to kill her. You shouldn't send her death threats. You shouldn't be harassing her and threatening to rape her. And none of these people said it, and that's what really pisses me off. Like you can be like, yeah, I disagree, but also no, you shouldn't be doing this. Like Rupert Grint actually was all like, yeah, I disagree with her, but she's my auntie. She says some things I just don't agree with, but I love her anyway.
Mhm.
That's
It's
pretty
as simple,
okay to
it's
me.
as simple as that.
Yep,
It's as
that's
simple
fine by
as
me.
that.
So, oh, we lost her. Oh, yeah, I was hearing a bit of static. I was like, what's going on over there? Well, hello, Steph. How's it going?
Hi. But yeah, this is, hold on, let me pull it up. Oh my God.
What?
There's just so many ads on the Daily Mail. Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Ad block.
Shh.
I need a payday
You
bar.
know what? I need ad block. Ad block.
Ad block saves
I
lives,
believe
bro.
this is the article that we were talking that. Hold on. Ashton's back.
It was holy wrong.
And it's just kind of like it's about time, Warner Brothers, because they've remained extremely silent on the issue. But at the same time, Warner Brothers has done a lot of shit. Like, you know, they fired Johnny Depp over allegations, kept the other lady. I don't even remember her name. What is her name? Why can't I think of her name? Amber Heard. Kept Amber Heard. They finally fired Ezra Miller, you know, but they've kept him on for such a long time despite all of the horrible things that he's been doing.
And didn't J.K. Rowling stand up for Johnny Depp too?
She did. She did right from day one.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is like, what's going? Here's the thing. I don't hate Emma Watson. I think like she gets attacked way too much. I don't hate any of the people who have spoken out, but like, I feel like I support and love their careers and hope like they do well. I just wish that people wouldn't pounce on J.K. Rowling. Because J.K. Rowling does not hate trans people, and that's what bothers me. And as someone myself who's like, you know, part of the Alphabet Mafia, you know, I've never felt attacked by J.K. Rowling. I've never felt like what she says, and a lot of what she says, there is some truth to it. Because what's happening in women's prisons, where there are biological men who are saying, oh, they identify as women after years and years of not, just to get themselves into comfier situations in a woman's prison. And then later on, you find out these women in the prison are raped and impregnated by these people, and nothing's being done about it. Like, that's all J.K. Rowling is addressing. Like, she's saying, hey, we should vet these people who are going into women's spaces claiming to be trans. That's all she is saying. I don't understand why that her words are somehow dangerous. Her words will never be as dangerous as the actions of a lot of the things that are happening to women.
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing that people don't want to address, because that community seems to just pile on and just label you as anti-trans. If you say anything bad about it, people don't say anything, but they're also ignoring the fact that sex offenders are using that to gain access to a lot of these places in order to commit the crimes. So like someone went into like this woman's spa, or a woman's spa, but a spa, and they went to the women's bathroom because they identified as a woman. Clearly they were not, and they were walking around bearing all in this bathroom, and then later on it's come out that they're actually a sex offender. So you know, I believe that like she does have a point. You need to vet some of these people and make sure that like they are who they say they are, because of the fact that some people, there are bad people in the world. Hello, surprising. They will take advantage of certain situations to commit crimes.
This was a huge issue in California where Target removed the genders on the bathroom. So they basically said women or men's. And here's the thing, I don't mind it when it's a single cell bathroom, right? Because you just lock the door, go to the bathroom. But if it's like multiple stalls, then there's an issue. So Target took away all of the stall genders. And so you had 2 bathrooms that are open to anyone. So little girls would go into the bathroom, their parents would wait, you know, their moms would wait for them or whatever. And there would be men who would go in there and be weird. And there were, you know, there would be people who shouldn't be there would go in there. And so it took about a couple months, but Target put back the genders on the bathrooms. This isn't an issue with trans people or non-binary people, because again, like, I don't care if like you're non-binary, I don't care if you're trans, but like there needs to be something said about those who are abusing trans situations to do bad things. And I wish more people in the trans community would call out those people who are hurting others and abusing their situations to do so. And I'm sorry.
I agree with you. Yeah.
And I have a lot of wonderful trans people in my life who talk about this with me, and a lot of gender fluid people in my life who talk about this with me, and they agree, and they think things aren't being said, but the problem is a lot of those people are being silenced, and they're being told they're bigoted. And that's the problem is, and the problem isn't even trans people or non-binary people. The problem is, you know, awful people, whether they be, you know, biologically gendered or trans or non-binary, I don't know how to describe them. They're just bad people overall in all corners of the world who are abusing situations to do horrible things, and people aren't talking about it. And the worst part is that a lot of, you know, these California governors who decide, oh, maybe we shouldn't do the genderless bathroom things, they won't say why. They won't tell the public, oh yeah, we had to stop doing this because there are bad people doing horrible things to children who are hurting women. They're not going to admit that they were wrong. They're just going to be silent about it and just pretend it never happened.
Right. And there are people like you're saying, like people that are in these communities, that are in the LGBTQ plus communities, in the trans communities, who are being silenced. And if they do speak out, they are themselves labeled as anti-trans,
and everything,
as bigots.
The funny thing is,
it's ridiculous.
They're not
you can't say
silenced.
anything bad. You can't say anything bad about the community.
They're not even being silenced by other LGBT people either. They're being silenced by straight cis people usually. Because
we have to say the word cis. I
know, but like I'm basically explaining like who they're being silenced by. Like, I know a lot of trans people and a lot of, you know, non-binary, queer, LGBTQ plus, all the people you can think of who are speaking out about these issues, and a lot of the people that silence them and tell them to shut up tend to be straight people, and that's where it gets really weird. It's like, why? It's like Christina Aguilera, who's a straight woman, performed for Pride Month.
I saw that.
Wow. With an appendage.
With a dick.
Yeah,
with a dick.
With a dildo strapped to her waist. And it was just like, this isn't helping the gay community. Like, and that's what really bothers me, is that the LGBTQ plus community worked so hard for years and years and years to prove to people that we're just like everyone else. We're normal. We're not like these weirdos going after your children. And then there are weirdos out there who abuse trans and LGBT situations to do horrible things. And it's like no one's saying anything about it.
Mm-hmm. And the people that are saying things about it are just like, oh, you're just a bigot. Oh, you're just a conservative.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a right-wing conservative. That's why you don't like any of this stuff.
Now. When J.K. Rowling is being described as right-wing, that's when you know the world has gone insane. I'm sorry.
Right? Yeah,
J.K.
Rowling,
that's extremely too. She's very progressive.
But
when it comes to when it comes to this issue, oh no, she's a right-wing conservative. It's like, are you kidding me? J.K. Rowling hates politics. Like, she hates politics. She doesn't trust politics, but you're gonna label her a right-wing conservative.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and
sure.
people will grasp at straws to do whatever they can to claim she's this and that now because of one thing she said. They're trying to accuse her of anti-Semitism because the goblins in Gringotts Bank.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh my God, I remember that. Yes.
If you have access to Google, you can easily find out that goblins in mythology were known for hoarding gold. So where would the goblins be in a modern day area? They would be guarding gold. They would be ones running the banks because they're guarding the money. I mean, that's not.
How do you think of Jews? I'll be real. Like, what the fuck?
Here's the thing. If you're the one,
you're the one making that assumption. So
exactly, you're the one making the connection. So it's probably you who has the problem.
You, yeah.
Like, for all you know,
if you're looking for issues, it's you.
Yeah. Exactly. Here's the thing. For all you know, all of those goblins can represent rich white men.
Ooh.
Like, seriously.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. They were white men the entire time. We really don't know. Or they're just goblins from mythology. Mythical creatures that don't exist. Because, again, if you have Google or access to any understanding of mythology, what J.K. Rowling does is she's a huge mythology nerd. She's into Greek mythology. She's into Asian mythology. She finds all these great mythologies. And she says, where would these kind of creatures fit in the real world? Oh, well, dragons would help guard the gold because dragons were known for guarding gold as well. There's so much. Google exists for a reason, okay? Like, J.K. Rowling is not anti-Semitic. She's not giving out racist names because she's a racist. She's simply a children's book writer. That's all she's doing.
Well, I would say she's adult too. If you read some of her latest,
like young adult. Yeah.
But
no, not young adult. They're full on. They're adult. I would not recommend them for kids or
Which
teenagers.
books are you talking about? Is it the
She's
new
done
one
a whole.
that
She's done a whole series of mystery novels under like a pseudonym. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh,
named Robert Galbraith. And so she actually released a book under Robert Galbraith. That's his name. And her publisher or somebody leaked it saying, oh, by the way, guys, that's actually J.K. Rowling. But the book was actually doing pretty well without anyone knowing that it was J.K. Rowling. And so when this happened, everyone like grabbed that original book and everything because it doesn't say J.K. Rowling in it. And now there's like book 5 is out or book 6 is coming out. And like I've read them all. They're pretty big. They're like that big books. And like they're actually really good. And like they talk about like rape and stuff like that. So no, they're not for teenagers. Definitely not. But yeah, they're actually really good mystery novels. So I would definitely recommend picking them up. And actually the new one's coming out in October. So I'm supporting her, but buying a new book.
There you go.
Buy her book, guys.
Buy her book.
She needs all the money, guys. She's so broke.
I know, right? She's so broke. She's all the money. I was gonna say something, and it just fell out of my head. Shit. I think the same people that say, the goblins are Jewish are the same people that say that the orcs represent Black people.
Yeah, like how the fuck do you think of these things?
I think Ashton. I think she's having mic problems again. But yeah, I think the same people that say that the goblins represent Jewish people are the same ones that say, oh, the orcs are Black people. We need more orc representation.
What?
Now we're getting female orcs.
Wait. Since when are orcs Black people? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you know?
Orcs are
What?
they represent Black people now.
No. Orcs are elves that end up getting evil. Like, they're elves that become evil by eating human flesh.
Yeah.
They're not Black people. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, Trey says people have been saying that for a while. Yeah, they say that the orcs are Black people.
Have these people not read a book? Do they
No,
not
probably
know what?
not.
They're probably just gonna
Probably
watch
not.
the Amazon show and be like,
Yeah.
ta-da! I know
The
stuff.
Amazon show is going to have female orcs now. We get female
So they're no
orcs.
longer sexist. Yay!
Yay.
I mean, I don't mind that, but orcs have always been elves, like who went bad. So I don't understand. People are stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
they're reaching for straws. They're grasping at straws to try and find a problem with something where no problem actually exists. That's it.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if they're the ones who are deciding, oh, that means if the orcs are, I'm just trying to understand their brain for a second. So if they think orcs are all black, does that mean they have this idea that bad elves become bad because they're black? So wouldn't that mean they're the racist ones? To make that assumption, I don't understand the logic behind them thinking that orcs represent black people.
There is no logic behind it. There is no logic. They're just screaming to the high heavens and finding something wrong with something, or finding an issue with something that doesn't exist.
Here's what bothers me though about what's going on. What I see a lot of happening is a lot of the people complaining about there not being enough representation or whatnot, or this is racist and that is homophobic and that is bigoted in fantasy novels and theme parks, and the way to change every theme park ride and everything in a movie and everything in a TV show. It's not the fans complaining. It is journalists who know nothing about the lore
They're
or
just
the
spewing up
story.
shit.
They'll watch this stuff. They'll go to the theme parks and say, oh, that's problematic. They'll write an article about it. That article gets shared 1,000 times, and the fans don't care. But they have these journalists who are speaking for the fans when they know nothing about the lore or the mythology behind what goes into these things, and then everything gets ruined for the people who actually care about it.
Yep, 100%.
I'm trying to find the article about the orcs being
Because I'm going to tell you this right now. I have never met a single black person who gave a crap about the Splash Mountain ride. Okay?
Yeah, seriously.
And this, I know this is a Harry Potter stream. We have to talk about this for a hot second. Because the Splash Mountain ride is now being changed to a Princess and the Frog. But I love Princess and the Frog. It is an awesome, well-done movie. But to say that it's somehow one of Disney's greatest films is a bit of a stretch unless you're like someone like me who's really, really into it. I feel like I'm into it, but it's not necessarily one of Disney's most popular films to get a ride.
I actually read the original book that it's based on.
Song of the South?
Nothing. No, Princess and the Frog is actually based on like the Princess and the Frog, a book, like a series. And it's nothing. There's literally nothing is the same.
Well,
it's completely different characters. Everything is different.
I mean, it's a rendition of it, and I actually really enjoyed Princess and the Frog. And
I've never seen it, so it could be good for all I know. I never bothered because it's not the same.
I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that it takes place in New Orleans. I like Tiana as a character, and I would love for her to have a ride. But this idea that, you know, they're changing it for the sake of... Listen, if you watch Song of the South, the movie, that, you know, it's not available anymore, but I'm sure you can pirate it somewhere. The Song of the South movie, okay, there is some issues from the time. I can see why people might be turned off by it. But if you compare that to scenes from Dumbo, from Lady and the Tramp, from Peter Pan, and those rides, those movies that have been made into rides, still have those things in their rides that people consider problematic. So if we're going to complain about Song of the South, why are these people not complaining about Peter Pan or Dumbo? Why do we still have blackface being done in the theme parks when white girls do tan their skin extra dark to play Pocahontas and Moana? Like, people are complaining about the wrong things being done here. Like, I think people are putting a lot of focus on one thing, but they're not putting focus on the overall issue. And because this did technically stem from the George Floyd, murders, which I had a huge issue with. There's no reason a police officer should ever kneel on anyone's neck, in my opinion, as someone who's libertarian. I have a huge issue with police brutality. But if we're going to talk about injustices towards the Black community, why are we not talking about the fact that Disney is purposely cheaping out on creating new characters and new stories and new movies? Why is it whenever you see representation of people of different cultures, it is a token character they just throw in last minute and give them a few throwaway lines? Like, for example,
because they don't think it can stand on their own. It's pretty easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Frozen 2, they added in this random character who's black. In 1912 Norway, they gave him a few throwaway lines. He was like a nothing burger of a character. They throw in all these token characters. When they have the money and the resources, one, they have enough space at Epcot to add like 7 new countries to Epcot, but they won't do it. They have the money and the resources to make new movies and create new characters and new interesting stories, but they won't do it. They're going to continue making cash grabs and sequels, but they won't create things that are new based off different cultures because they want to tokenize everything. They don't actually care about these people they claim to support.
Well, exactly. Disney is a hypocritical company. You know, they claim to be for representation, for progressivism, and yet, you know, they go ahead and they hide their black characters in posters that are made for China. They think, they think like what is it? Camps. They think the death camps or whatever that are in China.
Mulan.
That's where they film Mulan. So they really aren't a very progressive company. In fact, they're it's all projection. It's all hypocritical with Disney. It's all like at face value, and it's just being done. It's just being done for, you know, check marks and likes and retweets and all that stuff, just to get people to vouch for them. You know, just to create this army of people behind them who will back them and say, actually, no, Disney is very progressive. They believe in our values. They want us to. No, they really don't. Disney is all about making money. That's what they're all about. They're all about making money. They're losing money right now because people are seeing past their bullshit, because they're not creating anything new, anything unique, anything of value. They see the problem with token characters, and I think Ripa goes over this on his streams a lot, is that they see value in those white characters, and that's why they like race swap, because there's value in white characters, so let's make them black so they keep the value in the character, as opposed to creating a brand new character, giving them, you know, character, giving them storylines, giving them character arcs. No, that takes work. That's too much work for these writers who are lazy. Pretty much non-creatives, because every time they try and do something creative, it flops. It's terrible. So they take value in these white characters and they just turn them into a diverse character.
Well, it's also interesting. Did you guys see what Marvel did with Miles Morales? A bunch of white people came together and redid Thor, but as like Miles Morales.
Yeah, and he's gay, right?
No, well, he was saying things like just racist. It was just racist.
Oh, my Spider-Man's gay. No, excuse me.
No. So they did it's the Thor comic. They did like this multiverse thing where they can take the character of Miles Morales and put him in all these different characters. So now he's Thor, and it's extremely
racist
and stereotypes.
Didn't they say like
all of these black stereotypes,
like with hot wings or whatever it was? Yeah, I saw that.
Like
by Odin's fade, they gave him Jordans, like oh my god, Mjolnir is all tagged up and stuff, and it looks like he lives in the ghetto. Like, it's terrible. It is terrible.
The black community was furious. And here's the thing,
but they think that that's progressive. They think that that's what they want.
And it's like, if you look at the people who made him, they're all white people who are just like, oh yeah, they love this. They love this so much. We did this for them. And it's like, no, like, this is the problem. Like, you're hiring a bunch of white people to basically like make representation for those who just do not care. Like, Miles Morales as Thor is not going to save the black community. I'm sorry. Especially when it's made up by white people who know nothing about these communities.
Yeah, he speaks in rap. It's basically saying that if a black person was in charge of Asgard, he'd turn it into the hood. Like, it's terrible. And I think that the writer of that comic is a Jewish hold on. I think the writer of that comic is
he's a white dude, isn't he?
I don't think he's a white dude. Because he had to put out a statement.
He'd apologize.
A Mexican Jewish author. That's who he was. He was a Mexican Jewish author. And he had to, when he came out with the statement, he's like, as a Jewish Mexican, I'm very sorry. And it's like, okay, let me just throw that out there. You know, I'm correct you guys. I'm not white. I'm a Mexican Jewish. So please have pity on me. He had to throw that out there. Yeah, he's it's pretty dumb. The here, hold on, let me share this. Get out of here, ad.
Yeah, Hoodie Mercado.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his name. I know. I just remember seeing a long panel of the people who helped work on it, and they're mostly white. And it was just like, of course, these people know nothing about the Black community.
This was
know
terrible.
nothing.
Yeah, it was terrible. He speaks in rap.
It's just so insulting.
It's incredibly insulting. It's nothing but stereotypes thrown into a comic.
I wonder
look at the hood. This is Asgard. Get out of here, ad. This is Asgard. Wow. Look at this right here.
Graffiti, nice. That's nice.
Shoes on telephone poles, like it's that's what it looked like to me. It's basically saying that if a Black person took over Asgard, they would turn it into it would crumble. It would be.
I really want to know how the sales go for this.
It's horrible. That's so racist.
Absolutely.
That is
These are
racist.
frost giants, but they have hair for some reason, and they get their hair done too. It's so bad. It's so bad. Where is his statement? Trying to find a statement. I can't find a statement. It's not here. I thought it was here. I thought they had it in here. Because yeah, he came out with it and he was like so happy about it. Thome boy, what is that? It's terrible. But he was so proud of it, and people were like, this is horrible, this is racist, this is, how could you even put this out? This went through so many people, and then it was actually released, and nobody had a problem with this. Yeah, that it's like when you're so woke, you end up being racist. That's pretty much what this is.
It's awful. Regarding the Princess and the Frog ride, though, I don't mind characters and saying, if I actually want more characters of different like cultures and backgrounds and diversity. The problem is we have a bunch of people who are working in the media who just see them as profit, and they don't care about the cultures, they don't care about the storylines, and they ruin them. They absolutely ruin them. That's what's making me furious, is that we're forgetting about the heart and soul that goes into making these movies and these TV shows and these comic books, and we're slapping on, well, it's like every Pride Month, you know, where Crest toothpaste has to put a rainbow on everything, and it's like, well, welcome to gay rights, brought to you by Walmart. You know, these people, they don't care about these communities, they don't care about these individuals. Instead, they just say, if we tell them we care about their politics, we care about their issues, the things that they're going through, they will buy from us. That's what's going on. That's what really makes me angry.
Yeah, they use it to their own benefit. That's pretty much all it is. To their own benefit. Oh, okay. So let me see, how far are we in? We're almost at 2 hours. It's usually when I end the stream at 2 hours. Blabs, is there anything else you would like to show us?
I mean, I can show you
because your collection is amazing.
Okay.
Get show us more.
This is from Pottery Barn, and it's a snitch.
Oh my god, I wanted that snitch from Pottery Barn, and you have it. I love the Harry Potter Pottery Barn collection.
I took the batteries out because it was driving me insane, because I have two clocks in my room. And I have actually my other clock on my wall. I have a wall plate clock. It's it's a vintage Harry Potter one with like a pre-film Harry on it and everything. And that's my clock. This one, too many TikToks in my head.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm legit jealous that you had, because I've been like drooling and eyeing the Pottery Barn Harry Potter collection for years. I'm just kind of like, oh, it's so beautiful.
So like, I actually have like a little snitch collection right next to me. Like, I have a vintage snitch lamp. I have like a Swarovski snitch. I have like a massive, like, big ass candle snitch. I don't use the candles. I'm not a candle person. I don't like candles. They burn shit down. But he just kind of sits there and he just chills, and it's fine. But so this thing actually, like, you have to tighten the screws on the wings, or else the wings will just fold out. And they actually smacked into my candle once, and I almost cried because it left like a teeny tiny dent in my candle. I was like, ugh. But yeah. So I have a lot of stuff, but like the problem is I have to get up to get it. So like, ask me what you want me to get. Like, I got like a giant pewter goblet right there. I got a Hedwig sculpture.
That's beautiful. I love it. Out of everything you've shown me, that snitch, because I've been eyeing a lot of that stuff for a while. I'm so jealous.
Bruh.
I am so jealous.
One day when everything's set up, you can come. You can come look at it all. You can't touch, but you can be like, ooh.
Ashton, what is your favorite Harry Potter piece that you have?
So my favorite most of my stuff is cosplay stuff. So I have Narcissus wand. I have my Slytherin robe. I actually don't really have anything that's furniture wise or decor wise. I really want to get more stuff that's like, decor wise. But I have to say my favorite Harry Potter piece, and it's just so boring. I have the official chess set with all of the books in them, and it's like an actual chest. It's not the cardboard chest. It's like an actual trunk. From the series, and like it's like super basic, but it really just like it makes me cry. I love it so much.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I actually don't have that because they're just so freaking big. They have no space for it.
I love it.
I have
if you go on Amazon, Steph, they actually have a bookshelf of Harry Potter. It's like $50, and it's like all 4 houses, and you can put stuff on it. I have like Harry Potter books on it.
Have you guys seen? It's like the new Harry Potter pop-up books. They're so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those I have them in the basement.
Oh, dude,
oh my god.
Of course you do. I have a Harry Potter quill that came with like actual ink that you can write with, and I used to use it in my bullet journal and just fucking pretend that I was at school or something. Just like
I used to pretend like I had this journal that I'd be like, do you know where the Chamber of Secrets is? And
yeah,
I
used to do that too.
Like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, and it never freaking happened, man.
Oh my god, I used to do that too. That was so funny. I used to do that whole scene.
Yeah.
From Harry Potter, where Harry Potter's writing in the diary.
With the Nokia phone? Like, how did you come to find my Nokia? Because you can't be destroyed.
Oh my god, I used to play out that scene. It's so funny. So I love that, and I love the illustrated versions of the book.
Yeah, they're beautiful. You know the deluxe edition is gonna be a couple $100 for Order of the Phoenix coming out in October.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. Like I have all the other ones. They're so beautiful and gorgeous. I love all of the illustrations in them. Most of my Harry Potter stuff is in storage, like because I just can't. I have one room where I keep all of my nerd shit, and it's all in storage. I've invested way more in the wrong property, honestly, in DC. Like I've
sell it all. Make room for Harry Potter.
I've invested way because I have so many statues of like Batman, Catwoman, Harley Quinn, Joker, and then like I have a few statues from The Walking Dead, but haven't really invested a lot into Harry Potter. I might do that and just.
Dude, if you want some help, like finding stuff and like knowing what to get.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna start with that fucking clock because I want that clock now.
I think you honestly should because I'm pretty sure they're gonna get retired eventually.
Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna end the stream and I'm gonna go and buy it.
Just
I'm just gonna pull the plug.
Did you guys see the Harry Potter Pottery Barn, like I think cookingware set?
Oh my god, William Sonoma too. I'm just like
William Sonoma, right? Of course it is.
I think I have a spatula from William Sonoma. It's a Gryffindor spatula. I have a couple of cookware and stuff like that.
I don't have any Harry Potter cookware. I just have like the Harry Potter cookbook. That's it.
Yeah. The only thing I'm gonna brag about is that like I follow like a lot of these like Harry Potter Instagram accounts and all, and they're really, really big collections, and they're really cool and they're really impressive, and these people are really nice. Like I know a few of them. But all of a sudden they're all this like hyped up like about Gentle Giant. Do you know what Gentle Giant is, Steph? Like the brand? Like the sculptures, the busts and all that. Kind of like Star Ace.
Okay.
Anyone? No? Anyway, so like they used to have the license for Harry Potter like years and years ago. And they stopped it in like 2011 or whatever it was. And I have over 30 of these busts. I'm not gonna lie. I have a fuck ton of them. They're a lot. And like they're all limited edition. They're all numbered. They're like one of like 1,600, 2,000, 500, stuff like that. All of a sudden, everyone's buying them like crazy and they're showing them off. And I'm like, you guys spent a couple $100 for each one of those now. Yeah, you guys got screwed. So I'm kind of just relishing in this. I'm like, I have something everyone's looking for right now. So I have to go and get the others that I'm missing before they go. Like,
I'm about to spend a lot of money right now. I am so jealous.
But like, I'm missing like Snape Year 1 and like Neville Longbottom. Like those are the ones I'm really trying to get. I had to like pick a couple years ago. It was like between those and like Lucius Malfoy and stuff like that. And so I went with Malfoy at the time. And it was a good deal. But now I need to get these. And they're like a couple $100 already on eBay. And I'm like, so I have to get them before all the other guys get them. I'm like, this is my price. Because they're really going insane over them. They're like, oh my god, I just got Hagrid. Oh, I just got Hermione. I'm like, I got those 10 years ago. So I feel a little bit better about myself right now. Because I didn't spend as much money as they did. This is the collector life. You're just
What's
like,
your oldest thing that you have?
The oldest?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go get mine.
I mean, I have like a whole bunch of stuff from like 2000 and 2001. I mean, the books, I guess, are probably the oldest. This is the original from like 1997. Although I don't actually have a first, so it's just like 1998 of Sorcerer's Stone. Where's this blab is gonna look great on your wall? I know. Megatron, I don't even know I want to stick it on my wall though. Maybe over there, above my computer. I have a mirror of Erised. Does that count? I don't know. I don't even know if anyone can hear me. Ashton, can you even hear me?
I can definitely hear you. I think
Okay.
honestly my oldest thing I still have. My mom sold my Norbert, I think, in a garage sale years ago.
No!
Don't you hate that? Oh my gosh, when they come
No,
to
my mom
your
never
room and
sold
get
any
your
of my stuff.
stuff.
Oh my gosh, I still somewhere. I don't know where. My mom didn't sell him. I don't know where he is. I have a book of monsters somewhere. I don't think he works anymore.
You can buy Norbert on eBay for like $20.
Really? My mom sold him for $5.
Well, yeah, you can get for like $20 or whatever on eBay. Pretty cheap. Well, relatively
My
speaking.
oldest thing is
I have that too.
Do
I posted on Instagram like the other day, like a really like quick shot of it.
yeah. Mine's missing her wand though.
Oh, you can find that again. Like they're pretty common those on eBay if you ever want
Yeah.
to replace it. You can get
This
like
is my
Harry because
oldest thing.
it's like there's a duo of them. They're from UNESCO, and it's Hermione and Harry, and they're both reading
Yeah.
the books. They never make
I
anything
don't
of
have
Ron.
Harry. I just have Hermione. That's my oldest thing that I have, and her wand is
Yeah,
broken.
pre-film Hermione.
'Cause
I just
dropped
got a
it.
maquette
Yeah.
the other day from like Germany, and like because Hermione in German is like Hermin, Hermine, and it says Herman. It's kind of funny.
Do you
It's like
guys
this massive
remember?
sculpture?
They don't sell these anymore. They're apparently super rare, but the Remembrals they used to sell in the Wizarding World of Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
Universal Studios. I think you can get them on eBay. I don't have one though. I kind
They
of wish
don't
I
sell.
did.
Yeah, they sell for like over $100 now.
A lot of the old Universal stuff is retired. It's selling for a
Mhm.
fuck ton of stuff. They used to sell like the sculpture of like when you walk into Hogwarts, there's like a big statue in the middle, like by like the Great Hall or whatever.
Mhm.
It was bidding at like $75 starting. It ended this morning at over $1,000. I was like, well, I guess it's something I'm never gonna own. Like
Wait,
Emma
what
Watson's
is it?
official autograph. It's like a
What?
giant sculpture thing. And like
wow.
a lot of retired stuff from Universal Studios sells for like a couple $100s. That's why like these pins are so freaking expensive too, because they sell for like a fuck ton. And this was
Now-
like originally like $10.
Blabs,
And now it's
how
like a couple hundred.
How often do you go online and look for Harry Potter stuff?
Me? Oh, every day, dude. I get subscribed from eBay, like 30 plus emails every single day of categories that I'm looking for. Like, if I search the word like Harry Potter Gentle Giant, I'm gonna get an email like around 10 in the morning of everything that's been listed overnight. And this happens every single day. And I get alerts on Mercari too. Like,
Oh, I'm
on the
Mercari.
grind,
Oh
bro.
my god, yeah, I'm Mercari. I get so many alerts on Mercari.
I'm on the grind.
I get so many Mercari alerts. But honestly, I found a lot of stuff on Mercari that like really good deals. That are really
Yeah.
good deals, especially on like what is it? On not Harry Potter stuff. On like on Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
On Star Wars
Sometimes
stuff.
you get like really good deals. I
Like-
almost cried the other day, like multiple times on Mercari. I get
Mhm.
notified late for some strange reason. Like on Mercari just decides to notify me late. And like I'm subbed to get like notifications of Noble Collection because I'm looking for one specific pewter dragon that's a couple $100. And like if I find it cheap enough, I'm gonna get it because it's really freaking hard to find them when they're super retired and very much looked after.
Mhm.
And somebody was selling a lot of 4 of them for $200 when one of them goes for like anywhere between $175 to like $600.
Oh,
depending
don't
on
you
the day.
hate that? Like I've been looking for
I
like
cried at
Star
work a
Wars.
little bit. I was like,
I know. I was looking for like some Star Wars EU stuff for a long time. For like figures. And yeah, I would see stuff going for like $9 and then I would miss it. And like
Oh,
the next price is like $75. Like dang it. Dang
yeah.
it. Yeah.
There was a pin the other day that goes for a couple $100 from Universal. It's retired. It sold for $10. Like an hour before I saw it, I was like, oh.
Oh, dang. Mercari though, you can find some good deals on Mercari.
Mhm.
No joke. Because sometimes it's like parents or whatever, they find stuff in storage and they're just listing it. They don't really know the value of it. So it's kind of cool. I love going on Mercari. But I can also get lost in
eBay
Mercari
is my
too.
number one. I find a lot more stuff on eBay, to be honest. Just because, like, I feel like it's more professional too. Like, Mercari's kind of not like a shit system. I'm not gonna lie, they're not that great. Like, for like customer service wise, like, you can even ask for a partial refund. You can only get a completely refund or like ship it back or whatever. I'm like, no, I want to keep the item, but give me a partial refund or something. eBay, you can do that. You can't do that, and that kind of pisses me off from a collector point. Like, I bought a really old vintage ornament. Yeah, I got Rupert Grint in the basement. They're all locked up to like the radiator or something.
This one makes me laugh. Really quickly, Alex, I hope you are doing well, sir. I really hope you're doing well. I think you're supposed to get released from the hospital soon, yes?
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
good.
Yes, I hope so. Hope you're doing well. Get on that physical therapy. Do that PT. You're doing exceptionally well. I'm pulling for you, dude. All right. Now that we've established that Blabs has the Harry Potter cast in her basement, where can they find you, girl? We're going to go ahead and end here.
You can find me on Twitch, Blabbering Collector. You can find me on Twitter at BlabberingC, because apparently you can have long handles. And then on Instagram, Blabbering Collector. Yeah. The end. And my Instagram is literally just me trying to build up my Instagram. Because like, it's just Harry Potter stuff. But I'm absolutely horrible at taking photos and stuff. So I'm like, ugh. Working on it.
Just use filters. You're fine.
Yeah, right? I put like a lot of Harry Potter music in the background. Like all these
Yeah.
That's what
Filters and Harry Potter music. And your hashtags. Up your hashtag game.
Oh yeah, dude. I have like freaking like a whole bunch of Harry Potter hashtags every time.
Ashton, what about you? Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you. So you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under Ashton the Slytherin, and on Twitter, I am the Ashton Blaze. So yeah, if you want to check me out there, you can. I hope to see you. I basically just do Harry Potter videos where I rant. I occasionally go to theme parks and act silly at theme parks. I sometimes talk about history and I rant in front of the camera. That's basically what I do. Mostly Harry Potter, but yeah.
Your channel is so cute. And your TikTok.
Thank you.
Yeah. And your TikTok. Your TikToks are adorable.
Thank you.
I looked through them. All right. And you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, and TikTok, all at the same name, My Nerdy Home. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with us.
Yeah, this was fun, dude. Can we do this again? Like, I want to show you all the Harry Potter stuff. Or like, it doesn't even have to be on stream because some of the stuff I don't want to show on stream. But like, I'll show you. We'll have fun.
Yeah, I want more guests on this stream because most of the time I'm by myself. So yeah, absolutely, come back. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, chat.
Don't forget, y'all. I'll probably be on Twitch here in a little bit. Ryan's stream, and then Mario Kart stream. Mario Kart stream later on G&G. See you guys later. Bye.
Watch for you. Okay.
Oh.